All right. Hey, everybody. Let's make sure to go down to the bottom right corner for the in the little purple speech bubble. Make sure to give this a like and a retweet. Tag some other friends. Let's keep spreading the word. We are waiting for a couple more speakers to come in, so we're just gonna hang out for just a little bit longer. Let's let this fill out. Definitely go share it around, and let's get this room filled up. And yeah, we will have Trump Train as the headliner, so they will be going first. But yeah, welcome in everybody else. Nice to see you in. Sharby, I'm guessing Hero is going to be here this time.
That is right. That is
All
right.
right.
Hopefully, I'm in the car and I have 4G, but it must be. It sounds like it's coming through better than at my home. So,
I was going to say,
uh,
it sounds really good this time, brother. I don't hear, any feedback or anything. You're sounding good. Funny Donald, how are you doing today, brother?
I gotta say, I'm in a tremendously good mood, hugely good mood. You know what? Even though there was that whole situation last night of, oh, did I launch my own token on Solana? Oh, and I can definitely say I didn't. I did not launch a token on Solana, quite frankly. That's fake news. It's fake news. Did not do any launching. It was a huge mistake. Somebody must have launched it. Somebody decided to do it. DJT on Sol, it's fake. It's hugely fake. And I got to say, also, I'm pissed off about it because, there was a huge amount of liquidity sucked from good projects for that piece of crap. You know what? They have unlocked liquidity. They have unlocked liquidity. What the hell? Millions and millions of dollars of unlocked liquidity. It's such a huge sham.
Yeah, well, I will say, because one, I'm not afraid to speak up, and I don't really care anyway. So, I will say that token is a cabal token, so that obviously is part of why you saw what you saw. But yeah, I was in a spaces yesterday, and it was actually a train space with Billy Mays, and Poe jumped in that space, and Billy Mays asked him if he had anything to shill, and that was the token he decided to shill. So pretty easy to see what was going on with that one. Just for anyone who may not have known or doesn't know, just be aware that that is a cabal token. So some people love cabal tokens, think that they're bullish. Some people get wrecked on them on the dips and think that they're bearish. Up to you on what decision you make, but at least you know the information. Dizzy Whale.
The thing is that, this is crypto, so you can still make money with cabals. But I think that's a very good, important disclaimer that it is a cabal token. It is just a huge piece of bantha fodder, to put it in Star Wars terms. Quite frankly, I love Star Wars. I'm very strong when it comes to Star Wars. And oh, by the way, I got a request from somebody on the train team to play a song. So whenever you're ready, I guess they're going to send me the song.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, see, I'll be honest, all right? I'll be honest. Even though I'm younger than you, sir, I am physically incapable, technologically incapable of knowing how to play a song on here, so I will be honest. So the fact that you're gonna do it for me is amazing. Whenever you're ready, we can definitely get that on while we fill out the rest.
Donald Trump's train is coming down the track. Joe Biden better run, he better not look back. With a whistle blowing loud and a mighty roar, Trump's express is coming and it's hard to ignore. Run, Joe, run, the train's on its way. Trump's at the helm, there's no delay. Run, Joe, run, but get out of sight. The Trump train's rolling through the night. Engine fired up, seems blowing high. Joe's on the tracks, but he can't fly. Donald's in control with a grin so wide. As the Trump train rolls, there's nowhere to hide. Run, Joe, run, the train's on its way. Trump's at the helm, there's no delay. Run, Joe, run, but get out of sight. The Trump train's rolling through the night. Iron wheels turning, the race is on. Joe's gotta move faster, he'll be gone. Trump's train is powerful, steam ahead. Joe's gotta run or he'll end up dead. Run, Joe, run, the train's on its way. Trump's at the helm, there's no delay. Run, Joe, run, but get out of sight. The Trump train's rolling through the night. Run, Joe, run, the whistle's calling you. Trump's on the move, nothing you can do. Run, Joe, run, the end is near. The Trump train's here and it's crystal clear.
All right, there is one of many right there. So, like I said before, Trump Train will be the headliner for this Spaces here. This is a project that I am supporting. I am with them long term. Definitely see a lot of potential with this project, and it is an early project for the Politify narrative. It's just gotten started. I think. Let's see. Today's what, day 3, guys? I want to say. I think day 3. Launched on Saturday, sitting right around $1.82 million market cap, has been finding a pretty strong floor around there. So, this is definitely one. We'll get into it a lot deeper, but this is definitely one for you guys to be keeping an eye on. I do see we have LB. I don't know if you're going to pop up and talk or who we actually have behind the Trump Train handle. But yeah, I mean, we can figure it out. Whichever one of you guys, you can either LB, you can come up, or depending on who's behind the Trump Train handle, if you want to give the introduction for Trump Train, we can do that. And for anyone who hasn't joined these spaces before, we do things a little bit differently here. So, a lot of spaces that people go into, you typically only get one time to present or one time to speak. And a lot of times you have to wait, an hour, 2 hours, etc., before you actually get your time on the mic. The way that we do it here is we start with introductions for all projects to start. So every project gets about 5. We try to keep it about 5 minutes just to not have it drag on too long. Take about 5 minutes, introduce yourself, elevator pitch on the project, pass the mic around the room for every project, and then we circle back around with a deep dive so that everyone gets a little bit of airtime at the beginning of the spaces throughout either the middle or the end of the spaces as well. So definitely don't want to make people wait 2 hours before they can speak. Oh, I see the handle dropped off. LB, are you going to be coming up?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The train has been going choo choo very strongly. It's an unbelievable train. I got to say, I've been on many trains, and this one goes choo choo tremendously strongly. Unbelievable sounds it makes. It makes great sounds, the best sounds. But, ooh, Trump train's back.
Yeah, and we also got LB up here as well. LB is another one that is pushing this project. He's on with me long term as well. Lots of good names that are helping out on this project. And LB, if you're free, feel free to take the mic. Give us about 5 minutes, little backstory on yourself, and little elevator pitch for the project.
Yo, what's happening? How you doing? God, I
Doing
feel
great,
like
brother.
it's
Doing great. Still
I'm like
sick.
I'm
Still
morphing
sick.
from
So if my voice is off, same thing. I don't even know. This thing's dragged on like 5, 6 days now, but starting to feel a little bit better. Hoping that I can kick it pretty soon. It seems like every night when I try to go to sleep, then like the cough starts to pick up, the congestion picks up, and then every morning, and then like through the day, I start feeling better, thinking, all right, this is gonna be the day that I'm better, and then I wake up in the morning, same crap. So yeah, been about 5 days now, pretty rough, but fighting through.
mate. Well, listen, I hope you feel better, mate. And I don't want to jinx it, but I haven't been ill for ages. I'll be honest with you. I'm hoping that it's I don't wake up in the morning now with like a sore throat or something. I can see it happening. But yeah, no, listen, I'm LB. I'm over here in the UK, representing the Trump train. Amazing, look, a bit about myself. I've been in this space for many years. I work full time in Web3. I've got my own shows as well. Obviously, I get on with you guys. Speak to a lot of the guys on the panel here as well. I think you're all great and awesome audience. I love Web3. And Trump train. So let's talk about it. So. the narrative at the moment that's really, setting sail is Polidify. And like I say, I've been in this space a long time, and when you talk about metas, a lot of them, they change all the time. You see people degenning and stuff, and they turn around, they're like, what's going to be the meta this week? What's going to be the meta next week? Well, it doesn't happen in Polistify because the face of crypto is changing. And it's changing because we're seeing a lot of real world adoption. And why are we seeing that? Because we're seeing institutions coming in, and most importantly, the most powerful man in the world, even though he's not in office at the moment, he's probably still Mr. President Donald Trump, is a massive supporter of it. So probably over the last sort of 10 months, 9, 10 months since MAGA and Trump, we're really seeing it coming to light. And one of the great thing is the active engagement with the real world, and how it is benefiting, and it benefits from a few different reasons. So when this project started the weekend, I was told, oh, there's gonna be a project starting. One of the main key things here is there's a lot of funding behind it, and also it's about obviously how we're gonna, the most important thing in crypto for me is communities and how communities move forward. So the team behind the project have hit 9 digits. So these are 100 million plus projects, a lot of experience, and a lot of money on the table. At any one time there'll be 5, 6 figures in the marketing wallet and a lot of contacts. So in terms of myself and everybody else involved, one of the key things here was to build a sort of a network around the team. And that includes yourself, includes myself, Low Q, Lady T, Crypto here at SHARBI. We're all involved. And the great thing is, it's like one of the main points before going into detail about the project is, we see a lot of projects coming along, and it's all about exposure. How are you going to get people on board? How are you going to see it? I think yesterday we had 5 spaces. 5 spaces. This is the second one today. We just had an AMA on Kobe calls with Book. We've got AMAs lined up tomorrow. It's actually all in a calendar as well. So what is Trump Train? Everybody, I did some research before it began, and again, it's like Politify. It isn't just about one project; it's about all the projects. And what I've noticed is all the communities, all the projects coming together for one goal, and that is obviously to not just show the importance of having someone in office who is there to benefit everyone. I'm talking globally as well, because I'm in the UK, and Trump benefits me in some of his agendas, because as I say, it's the guy is a voice, and he isn't controlled by the powers at the top, unlike Biden and anyone else who wants to get into power. So Trump train is another narrative, and it's a strong one, and we're playing on the fact that everybody wants to get on the Trump train. We're doing a lot of focus at the moment with you just played the song there, so we're going to be doing a lot that involves sort of real world marketing around the events, around the elections. We're going to be doing. We've already got tons of KOL on board. People were asking before about, oh, we've spent a lot of money. We've got some tier ones that we've not even announced yet that I already know, which is absolutely mind blowing. Who's going to be coming on board the project? We're in a bit of a low sentiment market today. We've seen it. The market's red. It means absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, yeah, it's only bad if you make it bad. And you see individuals. Don't lose your position in a market like this, because it's just it's only going to be like this for the next sort of few days or something. It's going to go straight back up again. I see it every time Bitcoin goes through a little bit of a channel. So some of the key things here, and why Politify is so big, and why everyone can see it, is that we on the launch sent 10% of the tokens from the supply. The supply is 47%. There's a 1-1 tax on there. 0.5% of that is used to buy back the tokens and send, in addition to the 10% that we sent on launch. And then we had a big spaces with Lady T. And let me tell you, Lady T is supporting this project, and she is very, very active in the space. She is like someone you want to copy trade, because she's making millions yeah, picking out some of the good players, and she's actively in the back behind the scenes in Trump Train, which is really, really bullish. And we sent another 10% supply over to Donald Trump's campaign wallet. That's 20% in total before we do any extra buybacks. Now that 20% is then we're already like 450, 500,000 in his campaign wallet, and people say, "Oh, what good's that going to do?" Right? There's a few things that are the reason why that's great. It goes on CMC, it's on Arkham, it's in the mainstream media, and let me tell you, Donald Trump's advisors will be monitoring that wallet and will be utilizing it. And people say, "Oh, but you can nuke the chart." Fantastic! I hope he spends every penny of it, because let me tell you, if the president of the United States, the richest man, not the rich, well, he's one of the richest, but the most powerful man in the world, uses our money from Trump Train, the ticker is Train, and starts using that to fight, these bad lawsuits and everything. How amazing is that? We'll refill it. We'll send more over. If you want to use it, don't use the donation. That's the whole idea of it. It's not a blacklisted wallet. We want to make sure that Donald Trump has all the support, and we are one of the biggest contributors to that, and everyone can see that. And we're 3 days old. We're already in that position. Trump Train has got its own narrative. We're looking at, we're like 4 cents a ticket. It's 4 cents a token, but really it's 4 cents a ticket. And we're going to go down that angle. We're going to be doing a lot of competitions, going to be doing a lot of TikToks. We've got some TikTok influencers coming on board. We're going to do a lot of focus on the real world, like Instagram and Facebook. So we're doing competitions, giveaways that bring people in from a real world into this narrative, because it isn't just about crypto. Everyone understands what politics is. There's a huge, huge supporter base. We're going to be going over to the US when the elections are on. We're going to be, our aim ultimately, we'd love to have a train wrapped in, Trump Train. We've seen it with with MVP. Amazing what they did the other week with the real life advertisement for Trump's birthday. So we're going to go down that same sort of path, that same sort of road, but there's a lot of cohesion between the communities. So I just want to give you a little bit of flavour. You told me I had 5 minutes, so I thought, okay, let's just try and get it all out nice and quick.
That 5 minutes. I can't do 5 minutes, but yeah, we'll definitely be doing a deeper dive into it as well. So we'll just circle around. We do have coin merge guys. They're going to be coming. I was talking with Funk. He said he's in some meetings and stuff, so he's going to be about an hour late. But coin merge guys will be coming in. Talk to KJ. He's a bit busy with work and stuff, but he'll pop in when he gets time. So yeah, KJ, just throw your hand up there when you're ready. And then I know my buddy CryptoPunk was coming to present NEMO, and I know that you were on bit of time constraints too, so I let him know I would be able to get him up second. So yeah, feel free to give a little introduction about yourself, and then yeah, let us know about NEMO. I mean that chart has been absolutely amazing. I have to be honest with everybody here and say that you sent it to me at 1.7 million and told me to get in. I was out for that day, came back the next day, missed the entry, and I am kicking myself ever since. But you guys definitely you gave me a very good bottom call. I definitely appreciate that. And I mean, you guys have performed very, very well from there.
Well, let me first just say, Ken, you have not missed your entry. And you'll notice in my spiel here, I will not talk about price or the chart because that's not what it's about to me. But I want to thank you, Ken, and thank you also to all the other projects who will be presenting today. I appreciate this opportunity to share NEMO with you all. And I really enjoyed that train pitch. I will say I do have a bag of train. Lady T posted that she had an alpha launch coming. I've been friends with Lady T for a while. I messaged her about it and she told me to get in, and I did, and I expect it to do very well. So it was nice to hear from you all. But now it is my time, and I'm here to present NEMO Sum. And like I said, I come before you today not with a shill. I don't talk about price. We can get into that in the deeper dive if you want and what's been going on. I'm going to share a story, and I'm going to offer you guys an invitation to become part of something that is truly extraordinary. I said that same thing when it was at 1.7 or 2 million. My name is CP, and I'm just a humble member of the NEMO community. I'm nobody. I am Ryoshi. Allow me to introduce you to NEMO sum. NEMO sum translates from Latin to, quote, I am nobody. NEMO is a meme token on the Ethereum blockchain launched by a team that gave us the best performing asset during the bear market, Suka. It's a team that includes the legendary Shiba Inu founder, Ryoshi. NEMO is a different kind of meme. We are built different than others. And that's really what I want to convey to you today. By being a Ryoshi research project, the culture of the project is such that we do things differently. We have a different set of expectations and responsibilities of the team and of every member of the community. We are a Web3 community built for the long term. We are poised to swim into larger and deeper uncharted waters in an organic manner. If you go to the website nemosum.io, you can read, quote, Nemo is nobody, yet everybody. NEMO sum fosters a strong presence of mind in those who trust in extraordinary deeds. It promises wealth, knowledge, and anonymity. Join the journey into uncharted waters, those who have been through bitter experiences and traveled far. Enjoy even their sufferings after a time. End quote. And that certainly describes everybody who's been in the Suka journey for 2 years, but also everybody who's been here through the whole bear market. The translation, quote, I am nobody, signifies the collective power of the community over the individual. It's an ethos deeply rooted in both the crypto world and in Ryoshi's vision of decentralization. On the one hand, NEMO is a simple fish meme, and it can be that. But on the other hand, NEMO has deeper significance and meaning. It's rife with allusions and allegory to literature, mythology, and philosophy. The NEMO journey has nods to two seminal works of classic literature. It draws inspiration from the epic voyages of Homer's The Odyssey, where Odysseus tells the Cyclops that his name is Nemo, or nobody, which allows him to escape from his captor. It also references Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, which features the epic undersea adventures of Captain Nemo, Captain Nobody. In addition to those philosophical elements, NEMO has easily memeable branding. You've surely heard of the beloved Disney movie, Finding Nemo. This cute clownfish named Nemo is fun, whimsical, contemporary, and very accessible as a meme. But we also have an absolutely brilliant billion-dollar logo designed by a member of the original Shiba design team. Between Finding Nemo and our killer logo, the community is having a blast churning out quality meme and GIF content all day and night. While an accessible and fun meme appeals to crypto veterans looking for the next big moneymaker, it will also appeal to millions of retail plebs that are going to be flooding the market who are more familiar with Nemo the fish than they are with Pepe the frog. Nothing against Pepe. And I'll go one step further. In the last cycle, Shiba Inu defined a new meta, that of Inu. If you've been around for a while, you know that every project at launch added Inu to its name. I was actually on the team of a project that supported minor league baseball players who were striking. We added Inu to our name. Now Ryoshi is back, and NEMO is here to start a brand new meta, that of the sum. Sum means I am. This is the I am meta. After NEMO shows the world what his true destiny is and melts faces of faders and fudders all along the way, every project will begin launching with a sum at the end. So we have the fun fish meme. But NEMO is like an onion. It has so many layers. And it's up to you to decide how many layers you want to peel. While a fun and whimsical children's movie, Finding Nemo is a story of epic adventure, friendship, and community. It's embodied by the mantra in the movie, quote, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. The idea of just keep swimming, it gives us the hope we need to reach our goal, to finish strong and to persevere through the hard times. Essentially, to never give up. And this hits home with me personally. And I know I'm like a lot of you. I'm pushing 50 myself, so that's not like a lot of you. I'm older. I'm the professor emeritus. I have a family and kids. I run a business. I'm just trying to make ends meet. I entered the crypto world hoping to make it big, and all I've got is being wrecked time and time again. But you know what? If I just keep swimming, there will always be another opportunity. This is what NEMO is for me and could be for you as well. In our NEMO community, this is what we pledge to do, to just keep swimming. With its relatable and entertaining theme, blending the whimsical with the deep and philosophical, NEMO can attract tens or hundreds of thousands or millions of holders and be the top performing asset in 2024 and 2025. And I made that same statement 2 weeks ago when it was at 1.7 or 2 million. I do not talk about the chart or price in this presentation, but I will pause to say, oh, sorry, I just said that. I'm going to finish the story with our key differentiator for success and what makes us different than other ERC20 shitcoins, and nothing against them. I'm not talking shit about any other token. NEMO is about joining a movement that values community. It's about being part of a group that believes in the transformative power of memes and decentralized finance. There are so many memes launching all the time. NEMO has a strong team with a proven track record of success, a philosophy structured around organic growth, as opposed to the typical insider pump and dump. You referenced the cabal that runs rampant in the crypto space. NEMO is not a short-term project. You can jeet it for a small gain. A lot of people have been coming in the Telegram. I bought it at 1 million. I sold it at 1.5, and they put the crocodile tears there because it's a lot higher now. This is about finding a diamond that still looks like a rock and then waiting for Ryoshi to present the diamond to the world. We are a community of nobodies. Success is up to each of us. It is not the responsibility of the team. This is Ryoshi's vision. And that's why at the top I said, I am nobody, I am Ryoshi. I am not Ryoshi Research, but Ryoshi Research is behind this project. But he is a nobody. He's just some guy that worked at Jimmy John's before he launched Shiba Inu. All right. So we are all Ryoshi, and this is his vision. And this culture is what makes us different from everybody else. The team is marketing. All right. They're onboarding KOLs, negotiating with top market makers, making plans for centralized exchanges. But the community is Ryoshi. We are responsible for spreading the word about NEMO. We are responsible for organizing our own efforts in marketing, scheduling spaces and AMAs, spreading awareness so that the project just keeps swimming. I'm not on the team, and I'm speaking today. That's what I'm talking about. Joining our community will give you agency and power to control your own destiny, directly contribute to the ultimate success of the project, and our destiny is secured. This is an important way NEMO is built different from other memes. So NEMO is a rare opportunity to get a true world-class diamond when only a few people know what it actually is. When you walk by, it appears like a typical rock. It's embedded in the dirt. Only the top of it is peeking out. It's covered with dirt. It looks like a typical rock, like the hundreds of other rocks, and most people pass it by. But some stop and dig it out a little and pick it up. Something about it attracts them to it. They dust it off, they pour some water on it, it starts gleaming. These folks see that the rock is actually a prized world-class diamond. At exactly the optimal time, when retail is in and the market is going insane, Ryoshi himself will return to X and he will show off to this world this diamond that people thought was a rock. You have the chance to buy this diamond while it is still embedded in the ground, although people are digging it out pretty damn quick. It appears to most passersby as just a simple rock. I encourage anybody interested, please check us out on our X at NEMO Research. Join the Telegram. I'm sorry I went over 5 minutes. You could take some time off the deep dive, but I am happy to answer any other questions during the deep dive as well. There's a lot more to talk about with NEMO. And once again, thank you for indulging me. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. And I could definitely say, I have some experience around, how those communities are built and things like that. I will be honest, when Suka was launched, I was still mostly BSC degening. So, I wasn't really looking for those ETH gas fees. It wasn't really one that, I didn't get into early, but when Hoshi launched, and I know this was, a controversial token, but when Hoshi launched, I actually got some alpha on that from somebody pretty early. I was in that one quite early, 200-ish K, I believe. Very, very early on that project. And I did get to see, even though it was controversial with, some of the Suka community, just because of how that token was launched. Some of the Suka community didn't know if they should be supporting. Others were saying, they wouldn't support. Others were in there fully supporting. And there was a little bit of a divergence on that project. But even with that, you were able to see the power of community. It's very much unlike a lot of other projects, where a lot of other projects, like you were saying, the sole focus isn't marketing, and the sole focus from the community is not based on what can the team do. It's based on what can we do. And I really wish that more communities would be like that and would understand the fact of, if they were to work for something, they have the power to send something. A community has just as much strength as anyone else, and depending on what the dev team has, token allocation wise, etc., the community has more power than what the team has. The team can help guide and direct or conduct, whatever you want to call it. The team can be the conductor. The team can help lead the way, but it's still only a few people, where a community can be thousands, tens of thousands. So that's really where the power is. And that's what really stood out to me from that project. And I mean, that's why, you see with Nemo, it's done what it has. You see with Suka, it is still around. It is still, a very strong project with very strong belief. And that's because of the community that they have behind it. I know you said you were not going to talk about price, but I can talk about price, all right? So you gave it to me at a $1.7 million market cap. I am looking at your chart right now. Your chart is currently sitting at a $27.5 million market cap. It was roughly 9 days ago that you sent that to me in my DM. 9 days ago, from 1.7 to over 27. And I believe the all time high was roughly around 32, 33 million. So I won't make it solely focused on price. Where I am blown away with it is definitely the community, definitely the mentality that your community has. And that is 100% what makes these projects from that team stand out, and what makes them perform very, very greatly. And that is known amongst a lot of people. Some people will say, oh, well, it's a LARP, or it's not really Ryoshi, or it's this, or it's that, or whatever. But the one thing that they cannot argue is that these projects always perform, and they always have a very strong community behind them. Lady T, feel free to take the mic.
Hey everyone! Happy Memecoin Madness Tuesday. I'm so sorry, Ken. I was late. I actually passed out. Still been dealing with jet lag, but I came at the right time. I saw CP talking in the mic. I just wanted to say hello to the Nemo community. I really wanted to make it, but I don't know. I just dozed off. But here I am. Yeah, Nemo community is a really great and vibrant community. I've been there, I guess, for less than 2 weeks now. CP me to check the project out. Then you know what? Last week they had like a dip of one. I believe it was a weekend because I clearly remember I was out at the time. And CryptoPunk just me, hey, you have to ape 2% now. I said like, yeah, I will. I am just out. And then when I got back to the hotel, I checked it out. There was a dip. And CryptoPunk just me at the right time. It's always about being at the right place at the right
And
time.
so you're the
And
one
now,
that
like
killed my entry,
yesterday,
is what you're saying. You're the one that killed my entry.
I'm so sorry, Ken, but I'm also not sorry.
Ken, we are
But
going to
anyway,
billions. You still have your
I know,
entry. There's my
right?
price talk. And it is Ryoshi, 100%.
But anyway, yesterday they hit like 50 million. Isn't that amazing? Like what 1 week can do? Like this community is crazy. If you check the number of holders, they have like less than 1,000 holders. And look at that chart. Look at that community in crypto. If you have community, if you have a cult like community, if you have like a team with a really great track record, then you know definitely they will make it. And look at what Nemo has been doing every day. The community is just grinding. Their market cap is just rising and rising. So again, I'm proud of the Nemo community. Just wanted to say hello to all of them. I've been supporting the project too since I got in there, and I can see we have lots of good projects in here. We have Train, MVP, who I've been supporting too since launch, Train 2, and we have Dog, CMOS, SHARBI too, PLEB, Rally. Oh my god, I'm in all of these projects. And
You're
also,
in love right now.
I
I know. I built this space. I built this space 100% for you, Lady T. That I just said,
oh my
what
god.
tokens has Lady T bought lately? Let me reach out to them and let me make a space. And Frankie, I do see your hand up. Um, but you're gonna have to wait just a minute. Jenna actually has a doctor's appointment coming up very, very shortly. So she asked if she would be able to pop in really quick to give a rally pitch. And then we also have Funny Donald here who can help out. But Jenna, feel free to take the mic. I know that you are very short on time, and then we will bounce directly to you,
Jenna is
Frankie.
here. Let's go, Jenna. Come up.
Well, I gotta say, quite frankly, some people might call me Jenna. A lot of people they call me Donald Trump. So you know what? I prefer to identify as Donald Trump, or you could call me Trump Rally. That's okay too. Nothing wrong with that. But I gotta say, I'm hugely bullish because Rally is a meme coin that has huge power behind it. If you've ever been to a Trump rally or if you've ever seen it on TV, it has an unbelievable amount of energy. It has a huge amount of energy behind it. Whereas you look at Sleepy Joe, he doesn't have any energy, no energy at all. His energy is so sad. It's like wet paper, like horrible wet paper. And he doesn't have rallies. He has very sad funeral services, it looks like. I mean, everybody looks like they've been to a funeral when they go to his rallies. It's such a huge mess, such a horrible mess. And you know what? Rally is hugely bullish because this Thursday, on a space that ChainSwap is doing, we are having a political debate, a debate about crypto, and many other important topics between me and Sleepy Joe. Thursday, 12 o'clock Eastern on the ChainSwap space. You can see it on our beautiful profile, on our beautiful Twitter profile. Believe
You
me,
do
it's
have it?
going to
Okay,
be
let me get that on the big board for you. Feel free to continue.
absolutely. It's going to have Rally. It's going to have MVP on that space. And we're going to be able to debate Sleepy Joe. 12 o'clock on Thursday. It's going to be huge. And I'm tremendously bullish about it because we're going to talk about the important things you don't hear us normally talk about. We're going to talk about crypto. We're going to talk about politics and many other things. And I can't wait to wipe the floor with his face. I can't wait to wipe the floor with his face. It's going to be an unbelievable mess. It's going to we're going to have to pay janitors bonus time for all the hazardous pay. We're going to have to pay them hazard pay because he's going to be leaking poo coins all over the place. But Rally, getting back to Rally for a second. So we launched Base Chain on May 27th or 28th, something like that. And, we came out of the gate flying. We're doing very strongly. You know what? What was great is that Jenna launched this token and she had a vision in mind. She knew that she wanted to communicate the fact that this token has an unbelievable amount of energy behind it. Did you know that Jenna secured Brandon Straka, the founder of Walkaway, for a space a couple of weeks ago with MVP? And the thing is, it was a huge space. It was a beautiful space. Brandon Straka, he used to be somebody who identified as more left wing, and then he realized that his politics no longer aligned that way. He decided to become a Republican, or he decided to go towards, more of the common sense leaning side of things. I think I have a lot of common sense, believe me. And the thing is that he realized that, politics was so different than what he thought that they were. And he decided that he would launch Walk Away because he walked away from the Democratic Party and he joined our space. He's got like 800,000 Twitter followers. So it was a great space, a huge space. So Jenna knows how to get things done. Look, if you ever want to join a crypto community, first of all, make sure that you do your research and all that. But the thing is, you also have to assess the team. And Jenna is not somebody that I would bet against, that I can tell you. You know what? So don't look at the chart. Look at the fact that Jenna is somebody you do not want to mess with. The thing is, she will get stuff done. She will always get stuff done. And she got freaking Brandon Straka. And if you don't know that name, you will, because the thing is, he's an up and comer, folks. He is growing his profile by the thousands and thousands all the time. You know, he had some drama with the whole January 6th thing, and he was improperly prosecuted by the law. A bunch of fake news, bunch of horrible Democrats, and I call them Democrats because they smell like poo. But the thing is that, she's able to get high hitting profiles like that to participate. What do you think is going to happen as we get through the election season? So, my huge pitch for Rally is join the community, join the Telegram, because she's bullish, the community is bullish, and there are going to be huge rallies from here throughout the election season. And there's so much to enjoy about this token. So, I would not bet against Jetta, that I can tell you. And join the debate this Thursday. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. It's going to be the first of many, and it's going to be huge.
Appreciate you coming up. And yeah, we got that up on the Jumbotron. So anybody that is interested in checking out that rally, I was on a spaces with you a while back when you were not full on debate, but I think that's actually the spaces where it started between you and Sleepy Joe. And there was a little bit of back and forth, not a full on debate. But yeah, it was one of the funniest things I've ever been part of on any Twitter space in my life. Definitely something that I would suggest you guys to go and check out, even if it's just for the laughs alone. Definitely will be fun, and maybe check out the project while you're there as well. I do know Frankie had his hand up. I'm not sure if you were just trying to jump up for introduction really quick. We have done the first introduction for Trump Train. Once we get through the introductions for the rest of the projects on the panel, Trump Train will be first for the deep dive as well, just so you're caught up to speed there, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Ken. No, I just want to say hello to everybody here. Appreciate you to host the space today. Your space is always amazing. You've been, promoting great project. Just want to come up here and give you a shout out, brother. And yeah, I mean, today feel like a Black Friday sale event. Like every single project up here deserve a shout out, and especially like project like Train, MVP, Nemo, CMO, Dog, Sharby, PLEB, Rally. All these projects are on great deal right now. And if the funny thing, LB and me have in common, we track and follow Lady T Wallet because she have the biggest winning rate. So I mean, like she have great winning rate. So if you follow this lady and whatever she call, make sure you ape a little back on it, whatever she support. You're gonna see how much, how well established your portfolio is gonna be. So also crypto can, bro, like I mean, you are doing God work for the space. Every single space you host, you bring exposure, and you giving value to the to the project. So I just want to come up here and say that. But everybody have a great day. And yeah, I feel like Train. I think LB already touched base most, and everybody up here already touched base about Train. But Train is an amazing project. Come check us out. We're gonna try to run this thing and become the next top container in Donald Trump wallet. And yeah, well, once like the market bounce back, we're gonna rock it, guys.
I also heard there's a little something special that we're going to be doing live on Spaces too. So we'll touch on that when we hit the deep dive. But yeah, definitely happy that it's going to happen on my Spaces today. And one thing I wanted to touch on, or just extend on, I guess, from what you said, Frankie, is you were giving props to Lady T and talking about how she's found a lot of gems. And the thing is, if you guys really go and look into her profile and see the gems, you're not looking at things that you're buying today and then you're making a sandwich and then selling. If you're really getting the gains from the projects that she's really promoting, then you're holding these projects a month, 2 months, etc. We're not looking to sit here and bring you guys high volatility plays that are going to be here today and gone tomorrow. And both of us work very, very similarly, and I think that's why we've started to work together a lot more lately. Is we tend to push the same kind of plays. We, tend to look for things that are a bit more long term, and we're both busy in the space. So it's a lot easier to find a solid play that you could just put a bag into, set and forget, come back later and look at where it's at, instead of getting into these things that, oh, I got in at 40K. Oh, look, it's 600K. And then, you go and you make a sandwich and come back and it's 12K. And that's the thing that we try to avoid mostly. So, my main point with that is hodling is the way for a lot of projects and for a lot of good projects. And that's the main thing that we always look to bring to these audiences is good projects that are legitimate, that are going to work long term and are going to continue building over time. We're not really looking to bring in, hey, I got this 12K pump fund token that I want you guys to pump on your spaces. Can you bring them on? Just so you guys know, these spaces are free of charge. We do not charge any projects. We do not monetize these in any way. We do this strictly to bring attention to good projects and to help out good people in the space and to help the community that follows us to be able to get into safe plays that you're not having to sit here and worry about, oh, can I go to sleep? Oh, can I go out to the movies? That's the main thing that we're looking to do here. So,
You got me bullish about the idea of being able to make a sandwich. Now I'm hungry.
yeah, I mean, hey, I will say I went very, very deep down the Solana rabbit hole, and that was one of the funniest things to me hearing from like community guys and stuff is they're like, literally, you can't even make a sandwich without checking these charts. And it's like, yeah, on a lot of stuff, that's the way it is. Major volatility, you have a team that's only looking for a pump. They don't care about longevity. They're going to go launch another token in 12 hours anyways. So, that's a lot of what you get. But if you know what you're looking for, if you're following the right people, working with the right people, you can find safe, solid plays that you can sink some money in, let it sit long term. I guess that's a good segue. I'll say that's a good segue for me into MVP because that kind of touches on, that journey. MVP is a project that I've been supporting since pre-launch. MVP, as we talked on another spaces yesterday, I think, maybe 2 days ago. And one of the things I brought up was a lot of people don't even know that MVP actually had to relaunch. The original V1 of MVP it wasn't an issue, but where people were worried was because it was auto distribution of rewards. It made it to where the gas fees were very, very high per transaction, and it made it to where it had lower volume. So it had a big spike off of the launch, and then it had a big dip after that, and then it did not get tons of buy pressure or volume because the gas was about 2.5 times a normal Ethereum transaction. So what they ended up doing was they actually had to relaunch the project. They relaunched with a new contract instead of doing auto distribution of rewards because it does pay out Trump rewards. Instead of doing auto distribution, they made a DApp and had it to where you manually claim your rewards. It greatly reduced the gas cost and the project relaunched. I do not remember the V1 all-time high, but like I said, it was mostly, snipe pump and then kind of went down and went towards a low consolidation. MVP goes, they do a relaunch, they got a similar movement and then consolidated for a while. First peak was about 2 mil or so. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's good money. I mean, for me, I was in from the beginning. Yeah, it could have been good money. 10x. Ooh, 10x. But I held my bag. And yes, it dipped again from there. But then where did it eventually go? I believe $37 million all time high. So this is the power of finding good projects you can trust, you can sleep on a bag, and having conviction and the balls to actually hold a bag long term. And that's where you are going to get the best gains. When you're over chasing things that are going up 10,000, 100,000% in a day, that's a recipe for disaster half the time. Every once in a while, you get lucky, and the next day it does another 10,000%, and you think you're a genius. But then there's 10 in a row that don't do that. So that's my spiel. Funny Donald, back to you again for MVP, sir.
Well, I got to say, quite frankly, the person that did the impersonation on the Trump Rally account, he's a hugely handsome person. Everybody should follow Trump Rally tremendously and bigly. He's got a tremendously hot voice, believe me. All right, MVP. I gotta say, this is one that kind of, I underestimated at first. I got to admit, I underestimated. I was starting to do some work back in February, and all of a sudden, the founder of MAGA VP reached out to me. And I got to say, at first, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Nice idea. Very nice. And all of a sudden, as soon as I started getting on calls with him and the team, I realized, oh crap, I've walked into something completely different. These guys are professional. MAGA VP is still the most professional, well coordinated team that I've worked with in this space ever. I mean, they are on their game. They know what they're doing. Everybody has a hugely special set of skills. It's like a bunch of Liam Neesons from Taken, but everybody's got their own particular set of skills. And I got to say, it's so bullish because you got one guy who's a genius when it comes to graphic arts. You've got people that are great at negotiating deals with marketing agencies. You've got a huge amount of resources behind this thing. People, MAGA VP is the vice presidential token, bar none. I don't care what you throw at me. This is the vice presidential token of this year. You throw me something out on Solana that has the name of a vice president, but in the different, they call it retardio version. I don't call it that because I don't want to get canceled, but that's the term that people use, quite frankly. You throw me something like that, I'm going to say, nope, that's not the vice presidential token. Oh, well, what is it, Funny Donald? It's MAGA VP, you dumbass. So, quite frankly, MAGA VP, the vice presidential token of this year. And the thing is, we've done so much to support the president. We've sent him over a percentage of the supply, actually 2% of the supply. He's got 1,002,024 MVP tokens, which is just over 2%. And that's for MAGA VP. That's for Donald Trump to do with what he wants. And so that's bullish. We're here to support the president. And every president needs a very strong VP. So I look forward to going into deeper details. But just know if you're looking for a vice president token, one of its kind, the only one of its kind, it's at a good price. It's at a little bit of a dip, but you know what? We are in a strong position to catapult forwards. I am so bullish. I have not sold one token, and I'm bullish about this. I think that we're going into the hundreds of millions and billions of market cap because we have a huge amount of resources, a great team, and a great marketing partnership, too. You can't underestimate that. So, quite frankly, I'm bullish, but I look forward to the deeper dive soon.
Bigger marketing partnership actually, and I've heard a little buzz, I would say a little buzz that there's going to be some things coming. So I'm definitely excited about the future. Same as you said, holding my bag tight, ready for the future of what they have coming. And the Politify narrative is nowhere near done, and it's nowhere near hit its peak either. So very, very bright skies ahead for MVP in my personal opinion. For those that haven't checked out the project, definitely jump in there, see what they have going on. Like Funny Donald said, I mean, the team is very, very professional. I've known the founder of the project for over 2 years. He was one of the biggest whales in projects I launched back in 2022, et cetera. Known Air Power Luke, I would say over a year now. He's also been very supportive, very good guy. We keep in touch pretty much daily as well. And yeah, I mean, just really, really solid team. And I mean, not to mention the fact that they have guys like I see Caesar down there. Caesar's always showing great support. We have Cuckoo Koala. All of these guys that are just putting in effort. They see the vision. They see, where this project can go. And in my opinion, yeah, it may be, I believe, still around 14, 13 million market cap right now. Still very, very early for the potential of where the project can go. We all saw Trump send over 600 million, and their goal is to hit at least half of the Trump market cap, which the way that they put it is, if they're the VP, they should be able to at least hit half of what the president does. So we will definitely get on to a deeper dive there. Next project that we'll have up for an introduction is going to be Doug the Duck. There's a lot that I can say about this project. I absolutely love it. Love the meme ability. They've been doing amazing work when it comes to their animations, when it comes to their memes, when it comes to creating a culture around their meme. They've done a very good job of it. Doug is a project, again, I've been in supporting them since pre launch. I help them, I won't get into details, but I help them with a lot of things pertaining to their launch, initial growth, etc. And that project launched at a $45,000 market cap. And at their all-time high, they hit a $6 million market cap. Also, through my call channel, if you are not following, definitely make sure to do that. I did have 10 whitelist spots for that. If you think about the kind of gains that you got out of that, it was a one soul per contributor private sale, and it went up roughly 142 X's from there. So pretty easy to see the gains in the project. And yeah, feel free to take the mic.
Hey bro, how we doing? You okay?
Hey, doing great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. This is the first day. I'd probably say I'm pretty tired. Just
Yeah,
lack
you
of
sound
sleep
tired
over
today for sure. Little bit,
lack of
little,
sleep
little
over the last
quieter, little
fucking
quieter. Yeah.
yeah. Everything. I think like you can only run on like 3 hours of sleep for like so many days. But yeah, so as a little intro, obviously, if you aren't aware, obviously we're Doug. Doug the Duck, sort of based on some of those classic meme elements. I think we've been on this enough for me not to like repeat myself too much. Today we had a pretty exciting day. Obviously, we went on our first CX listing, which has done really well for us. Brought us quite a lot of volume because that's what we're really interested in at the minute, rather than upwards price action. Our big thing at the minute is in terms of that is our trading range. So we want to sort of be trading at the range we're currently at for a more prolonged period of time. So we want to go horizontal for a bit before we start making any upward movements. Obviously, we've attracted quite a lot of attention, and as you've pointed out, the creative elements of our team are profound, more so than anything that I've sort of seen recently. There's a lot of like recurring themes coming up at the moment. People trying to fit into metas and things like that, and eventually all the money comes flooding back into things like Doug. Your classic sort of fake memes with the sort of like the thoroughbred teams and things like that. I loved one thing I've got to say, and I know I'm supposed to be talking about Doug, but the TED talk that we had before was fantastic from CryptoPunk. I will definitely be looking at NEMO. That was like, I don't know whether it was scripted, if he had a piece of paper in front of him, or if it was from the heart. I don't care either or. That was like really interesting to hear, and I love that like stylization of coming on these things and speaking. But in terms of
Yeah, you did knock it out of the park there, CP. Just got to say, brother, that was a very good presentation for sure.
Yeah, so as I say, we've got a lot of conversations going on at the moment in the background in terms of like real world marketing, which we're hoping we sort of get a couple of those retail investors in. A lot of our traffic is actually coming from retail investors who are more typical holders. So we haven't sort of, even though obviously we've done the big shooting up, from the 45k to 6 mil, and then we've consolidated down, our volatility has been quite good because your retail investors will buy something and they'll sit on it. You know what I mean? Especially when you start getting traction with these exchange listings. And we've still got a fair bit of supply and soul to work with, and we've got like a regeneration project going on with a couple of angels and some really, really large tier one influencers. Obviously, it has to be the right deal. So, yeah, there's loads of stuff going on. Obviously, I won't jump into too much about the background and history of Doug at this point. There's so much content out there for you guys to check out. And obviously, we've been on these spaces now for, 3 or 4 times at least, I think. So, come check us out in the TG. The community is very cult orientated, and we're always doing stuff every day. And we're going to be one of those big guys that just one day you'll see us and it'll just rock it up, and then you'll see our content, you'll see the themes that we have, and you'll snap and understand exactly why that's happened, because we've all seen it before. So yeah, that's me. I hope that was quick enough for you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, and we can definitely go in, deeper into more of the updates. I know you mentioned exchange listing. I know you guys have news on that. So yeah, definitely some other good things to be able to touch on for the deep dive. And like you said, building a cult-like community, which is very, very good. And it's been trading in a very good range. Like you said, volatility has definitely decreased, and it's looking to really find that bottom from here. So it's about the typical, most people know if they trade on Solana. I think it was about $6.3 million all-time high. And then typically you're going to see what? Most projects on Solana are going to see what? 60 to 80% retracement from those levels before it finds the next leg up. And that's typical on what you see on the chain. And most of these big, big memes that you look at that are on the chain saw the same thing when they were at lower market caps. And then they just had the buy pressure to be able to rocket or pistol out of that. So, it's not uncommon, especially on the Solana blockchain, to have that. And that's, really just entry for new people to be able to come in and be able to get it while it's at a floor price. So, yeah, you're probably never going to get 45K again, but 1.5, 1.6, 1.7 million, not so bad when it was just 6.3 million a little over a week ago. So obviously we're in a market downtrend as well. This is where you should be finding entries, in my opinion. I haven't looked actually. I'll do it live really quick and look. Last time I looked at Bitcoin, oh yeah, see, so it's right back down. It's working on a support line right now and trying to find a floor. So, if it ends up finding the floor on this line here, then yeah, all the panic that I've seen around the space from different people was for nothing. All right, I see we did get KJ up. Perfect timing for you,
Oh,
brother. It was we got Sharby too. Sorry. I completely skipped you. Hero, you go first and then we'll go to KJ.
thank you. Sorry, I actually, my whole family's in Pinkertons eating my barbecue right now, so I'm out here like mouth watering. So I'll go
Intro,
quick.
and then I'll run you a little later on the deep dive so you can go fill your belly, brother.
Right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. First off, amazing projects here. Love the people. This group is special. If you are looking at dips, I mean, there are some amazing opportunities right now, and looking at these projects, looking at Doug the Duck, looking at, plebs, looking at MVP, looking at train, like knowing the people behind it, knowing the money behind it, like you find your entry. You won't regret finding an entry at these prices. That's kind of my little spiel. And Sharby fits right in there. I can't believe what market cap we're sitting at. It's kind of wild, because really we've built a floor on three chains for a while, and really we have the ability to push at any time, just like many of these projects. There's money backing. We have an investment fund with our Boom Boom Capital that has, $150,000, $200,000 worth in it. That can be brought in, any time in the months coming to really push our project. Sharby has a DAO full of, amazing holders, a great group that, has the ability to really make this something very special. And our goal is to have Sharby be the biggest female meme coin in history. Iggy gave us a new target recently, but
That
really,
that's not a
a
that's
female
not a
dog.
female. That's not a female meme
That's
token
true.
though. That's a peach.
That's true. That is true. So yeah, female dog token, female, meme token. Sharby has goals of being the biggest, and we won't stop until we get there. We've been building for 15 months. We've scrapped more utility than most utility projects. We have revenue generation. We have our Sharby Dream Factory, which is less than a month old. We've done over 120 SOL in orders in that Dream Factory in less than 3 weeks. That revenue share is going back to our holders. 40% of that revenue is going back to our holders across Ethereum, Shibarium, and Solana, with the bulk on Solana, because we are pay to hold. Pay to hold, we've paid out over $1 million to our investors over the last year, with our pay to hold system. And really, the whole idea behind SHARBI is long term. The idea is to continue to build out income streams, continue to bring in our legalized DAO and our whale group, our Boom Boom Capital Fund group, and reward. And so we're offering dividends from our passive income investments to our whales. We have passive income through transactions. We have passive income through our revenue share, and we're going to continue to build out utilities. We have some huge partnerships coming with our Dream Factory, where we're going to start offering consulting services for projects, centralized exchange listing contacts, market making, litigation services, DAO creation services, auditing services through safe, good priced, reliable people. And these are contacts we've made over time. And I think that, what's going to happen from this is we're going to create a safe space. And we have this network of people, many of this group here included, that are here to do that, to build a safe place for everyone, and to grow and to grow DeFi safely. And so what SHARBI's goal is to bring that safety in. We're KYC'd, we're legalized DAO in Panama. We have just an amazing group of community that's the most resilient community I've ever seen. And we're here to build, and we're here to do things right. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, right? We are burning supply daily. We are hyper deflationary. We pay to hold. So all you have to do is buy in, hold your bag. And by doing that, you're going to continue to get a higher share of that revenue share. And we're going to build out more utility. And we're going to network. We're going to continue to build within these networks and work with amazing people. And this is our goal. So, that's the highlight of SHARBI, the overview. We have some huge events coming up, but really, our biggest thing right now is our volume booster on Solana. If you are a project and you're looking for volume on Solana, I know Doug with Duck won our SHARBI hot seat last week, and won $100,000 worth of volume. We did have some amazing projects, Train being one of them, on yesterday on our space, and this SHARBI hot seat space had about 2,000 viewers. So it's a live stream. It gets some more views than a lot of what you get, a lot more exposure, and we have some votes afterwards within the communities. So it's great exposure for projects. They're free, and we already have our next 3 lined up. And so this SHARBI hot seat is going to be a great opportunity for projects to get exposure, and that's our goal. And so if you're looking for volume orders, we are white glove. We will help your project in any way we can. We're the cheapest volume on the market, and reach out to Crypto Hero, reach out in the Telegram. And we're going to continue to burn supply, buy up supply, control supply, and reward our holders. That's our goal.
Yeah, I did want to touch on that. I'm glad you brought up the hot seat. That was actually what I was going to pin, but I wanted to make something more SHARBI centric, for the jumbotron. But yeah, I mean, I woke up yesterday because you guys started nice and early in the morning. Me being PST, of course, very early for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, you guys started it. I wake up, I jump in there. Soon as I jump in there, I look up and I see 891 live listeners. So, that was definitely a very good number to see. And like you said, over 2,000 overall. But even just the, live at one point, almost 900 listeners. I mean, that's not something that happens very often unless you're, getting into these spaces, somebody's hosting it that has 1 million followers pretty much.
Yeah, it's gotten, this was our second one. I think the first one we had about a little less, around 500 live listeners. This one we got up to 900. And I mean, it's a tribute to the projects as well. I think, you know, Train is very hype. The fake news guys were amazing and funny to, you know, laugh at. And Solnick, you know, that Solnick community rolls hard.
Yeah,
So
shout out Solnick Savages. I don't know if there's any in here today,
absolutely.
but yeah, those guys always show up and show out. I think yeah, I think Cliff was saying he was going to get some of them in today, but I know today's been kind of a rough day for a lot of people. You know, I
Yep.
was expecting a little more show out today, I'll be honest. You know, we were hovering last time about 80 to 100, 105 or so on the last spaces, but I mean, this is what happens. You know, market goes red and people turn into turtles and crawl inside their shells. So,
That's right. That's right. And that's when you buy. And that's when you buy. And you know, like I said, these projects are an amazing opportunity to buy. Sharbi is at, you know, kind of a floor that we didn't expect to ever see again. So that's a huge opportunity. We have our revenue share. You know, becoming a whale has never been so profitable. You know, our passive APR, we're shooting at upwards of 50% this year. Well, that's our goal. APR, and that's just for holding. So, you know, at a bottom price, I mean, that's hard to beat. And yeah, I think you know, I've been brought in to help with the Trump train as well. And knowing the backing there, knowing the, you know, the group that's working with it, holy cow! Like this, you know, this price is insane. I myself have been loading clips quite a bit. So you know, I definitely recommend taking a look and you know, judging for yourself. But I do know they spent about 150,000 in marketing in the last day and a half, and there's a lot to roll out.
yeah, for sure. For sure. And I see the Trump train speaker actually drop down. We do have introduction for the plebs. So yeah, KJ, I don't know how much time you have, but definitely feel free to take the mic, do the introduction, and then yeah, if you do need like a different time or you know a little later to come on for the deep dive, just shoot me a DM or something and we can try to get you back in. But yeah, feel free to take the stage, brother.
Yeah. Hey, man. Thanks for having me up. And I'll try to be quick right now. I just unfortunately I'm kind of swamped right now today, but I'll be able to do the deep dive at some point. I'll DM you for sure. And essentially, I'll keep it simple, man. With plebs, we're really just bringing that vibe back, man. A lot of the energy in this overall market right now is just it's pretty low. There's a lot of a lot of low energy kind of going on. People aren't sure where the market's going. A lot of people getting real worried about things, which to me is kind of funny. I love charting, and I think we're at a beautiful buy zone for the overall market right now. And
Normally when
really
they
that
worry,
sentiment is
brother.
about to come
Yeah,
back.
I love it. When I start seeing everybody panicking, I know it's time for me to buy.
Exactly. And for me, like we're just so many of these projects on this stage and as well as plebs, like all we're doing at plebs is just cooking, getting ourselves positioned. And we have stuff that we're gonna be dropping this week, slowly but surely. And we have some really cool things that are exciting as well, as far as like getting some esports type competitions going, and we have competitions going on. We just had a kind of a rating competition, but it was more we tried to make it unique so that people weren't going around just shilling, and they were trying to, have actual creative posts, really pushing the pleb narrative and not necessarily going out and just saying the same thing over and over. So we had a pretty cool competition. One of our main guys from plebs actually ended up winning, which is pretty cool and a lot of those you end up having people that you don't really see around very often winning those. So it was cool that we had one of our boys win. And then on top of that, really, I mean, we're just going to be pushing. Like I said, we're just going to be continually in the VC, in the TG, vibing in there. We're going to be getting on spaces doing that, and we got some interesting stuff coming out with as far as like the plebs tales that we have and all this different content. We're going to have it all in one place on our website. That's a little more just easy to access and easier to look at. It's going to be real clean. It looks awesome. And so we have that coming out soon. And on top of that, we're going to have, and this isn't something that anyone will necessarily notice right away, but this is something I'm super pumped about, that we have essentially like media, like a media campaign and some different types of ads that we're going to be throwing out there, as well as early on in plebs before we had our big run up. We're doing a mass like email campaign where we're sending out emails to all sorts of, I mean, it's similar to like what Pepe and some projects have done, just sending a mass push email out to a bunch of people and doing it consistently, not just, one time, but keeping that going. And so there's a lot of things that are cooking in the background, and I'm just excited for it, man. I'm ready. The blindfold stays on. I pleb allegiance to the blindfold is what I do. We got all these Politify coins on here pledging allegiance to that flag, but I'm pledging that allegiance to the blindfold and the uniqueness of all the people in this space, their skill sets, and actually uplifting everyone that's a part of the plebs and really showing everyone the true power of when people come together, and that's really how we build this empire, man. Like we're trying to make sure that this transfer of wealth benefits all of us, man. All these people that have been putting in all the work, that have never been blessed to be called, elites or royals or anything like that. We're just putting the work in, grinding, and all that effort is going to come to fruition real soon. And I just hope you guys are around for it. And I'd love to see everyone in plebs and hanging out in the TG. And I know I'll see you guys on spaces constantly, and be able to chop it up that way. But yeah, this is the time to get excited about everything, man. Everything's lining up, and when the market sentiment drops and people start getting all scared, you should start getting excited, man, because this is the time. And if you're not already positioned in the market as much as you want to be, at least have that thought in the back of your mind that this is the moment. This is the moment you've been waiting for 2.5 years now, since we started coming down on that dip from the last market, 3 years basically. So, this is it, and all these projects have a lot to offer. So I'll be listening in, excited to hear more, and yeah, I'm excited to deep dive into some of the stuff I brought up for plebs too, because yeah, we're cooking, man. We're cooking.
Yeah, I got a strife tweet actually up there on the big board, and that kind of touches on it a little
Yes,
bit right
sir.
there. So I mean that's the thing when you're looking at these projects, guys, is you're looking at teams that not only understand the market but have been through this, have experience, know what it's like, know how to run communities, know how to hold, know how to continue to work. It's not, these projects are not the same as what you're used to seeing with launches and quick hype and stuff like that. So this is what you would call conviction plays. I hold bags in most, if not all, yeah, almost all of these projects. And whether the bag is up or down, whatever it is, that's not what I look at. Me personally, I don't focus directly on the money every time when I trade. What I look at is, what is the community doing? What is the team doing? What are they building? What are they working on? What's to come? Is the community active? Are they still rating? Is the team still active? These kinds of things, especially when you're looking right now at, in my opinion, a little bit of a fake out dip. Honestly, the dip really is not even that bad. If you really look at it from top to bottom, we're looking at what, about $9,000 drop? Like it's really not that bad. And that's, too many people are too zoomed in my opinion. Obviously, we've seen that altcoins got hit a bit harder, but what you also saw was when the ETH ETF got approved, obviously ETH ran up a lot harder than Bitcoin did, and that brought up a lot of different altcoins with it. So it's like that's one of the funny things to me when people look at markets is, Solana went down what, 7% today, and it just had another day that was like 8% drop. And people are like, oh my God, sky is falling. But then what they don't focus on the fact that when Ethereum ran up higher than Bitcoin, what did Solana do? Bitcoin went up 3%, Solana went up 8%. So on the outperformance, everybody's hyped, hyped, hyped. But then when it dips down, people panic and don't think about the fact that maybe the reason why Solana dipped more is because Solana has less liquidity for one. But when you look at it, every time when there's a run up, Solana outperforms. And then when there is a run down, Solana underperforms. So it's the same with a lot of different altcoins. And then obviously with ETH running up the way that it did, then a lot of other, I mean, we saw BNB hit its all-time high, for example. How many people do you know that are hyped about a new BSC token? Not very many, but BNB hit a new all-time high. So, obviously when the dip comes, tokens like that are going to dip pretty hard. But once the pump comes, it's going to be the same thing. So, don't overanalyze, don't panic, zoom out and really look at what's actually going on with the market. Bitcoin is doing just fine. Altcoins have been hammered a little bit, but they will come back as soon as the market comes back. So, that's me personally and what I look at.
Yeah, man, Ken, that's big facts. And it's funny because you're saying it's not really that much of a dip. You're 100% right. We've been in a sideways, we've been in a horizontal accumulation range, basically I mean, it's almost playing out potentially if Bitcoin stays where it's at and starts rising from here. It's like a 4-month cup and handle, man. It's the craziest thing ever. And we've just been sideways the whole time in that same range. So when Bitcoin drops 5%, people freak out. It's hilarious. And really all it is just people freak out because they know a lot of people, unfortunately, are overexposed in the altcoin sector. So they know if Bitcoin's dropping 5%, there's a chance that their altcoins are going a little more than that. But in all honesty, like this is just one of those times in the bull run as we're going up. Like these little dips, when we look back, is not going to be an issue, and you're going to be like, "Dang, why was I so worried?" So it's funny, man. And honestly, everything you said is on point. Love it, and that's how it goes. You gotta learn from not just yourself but everyone else's insights on this market, and look at the timing, look at the past, figure it all out. It's not always going to be exact, but you can kind of figure that rhythm out a little bit at some point and try to dance to it. So
Like,
yeah,
I've
good
been
stuff, man.
preaching, I've been preaching, I want to say 2 months now, about a certain line. And I was just talking about this in my private room this morning, and I got made fun of course. I mean, hey, it's friends. It's what we do. We all just fuck with each other. It's normal. And they're like, "Oh, you can't just draw imaginary lines on a chart and say that it means something." All right. So this line, like I said, has been over 2 months. We've seen multiple pumps from this line. We've seen multiple rejections from this line. So obviously what we're looking at right now in this range is the top support resistance line. Obviously 60K is our bottom support line, which we've seen every single wick that has gone down to 60K in this range has been gobbled back up. So that's what we're looking at for, worst case scenario of a floor. If it breaks that 60K, then maybe you panic. Maybe you do. I don't know. Me personally, I probably wouldn't, but just saying that is a line where it's like, okay, well, now I really need to analyze and see where it goes from here. Starts dropping more than that, maybe there is a reason to panic. But right now, where we're at, no reason to panic at all. If you look at 64, just set a horizontal line on a chart. Look at it either you could look at it on a 4 hour, you could look at it on a daily chart, you could look at it even on a weekly chart. And if you put a horizontal line on $64,400, you'll see exactly what I mean. And now, if you look at where the dip went down to, where is Bitcoin accumulating right now? And there's a couple wicks that went under 64.4, 64.3, 64.2 something, and then it bounces right back to 64.8. And now we're in a zone consolidating right on that line. So I had to bring it up just to make fun of them because they tell me imaginary line, but go and look at the chart and see where Bitcoin is consolidating right now. But yeah, pretty easy. I'm a leverage trader myself. So that was a line that I was waiting for it to hit. Once it hit that line, pretty easy long situation for me personally. And then you just set a stop loss outside of that zone. Not really a hard thing to determine. You either make money or you don't. I mean, really, technical analysis is just a guess, an educated guess. If it goes here, it should do this. If it does this, it should do this. That's all technical analysis is, but it at least gives you an educated guess on where you think the market can go, where support lines should be, where resistance should be, etc. Doesn't mean that you're going to be correct, but at least you have an idea of what's going on. All right. So I see I see Low Q is in the crowd. I have not seen LB come back up. This is time for the Trump Train deep dive. Me personally being the host and supporting the project, I try not to do the deep dives myself. So, I can, but I will give it a second and see if I can get a request or if LB or Low Q have time to come up and present. There we go. Low Q requested. It's just I don't it just feels weird to me, like, like same as like when I was on Coin Merge, when I come on and I'm a panelist and I'm, one of the KOLs that's up on the stage, and I'm commenting on everybody's project, and then I come in and present, the project I'm supporting. It just always feels weird doing both. So I definitely appreciate you coming in. I mean, of course, I'll bounce off of you and, help give additional information as well, but always good to hear, someone else's opinion on the project. I know you haven't been on one of my spaces before, Low Q, so just so you know, for the deep dive, you do get, 10, 15, 20 minutes if needed. Try to keep it, hopefully about 15-ish, so we're not, here for 5 hours, 6 hours. But yeah, feel free to take the stage, brother. Dun, dun, dun. Are you here, brother? Oh, okay. Perfect, perfect. Oof. I don't know if you're talking, but we can't hear you if you are. At least I can't.
I couldn't hear him either.
Yeah, let's see. He just dropped back down, pulling him back up now. Let's see.
Well, I'll say one thing about Trump Train, which is that, quite frankly, I've been behind the scenes talking to some people. There are huge people behind this, lots of resources. The marketing budget is hot. The meme itself is hot. Trump Train, I mean, choo choo, quite strongly. And the thing is, when you look at a meme and you look at something that resonates, everybody knows what I'm going to do as soon as I say the Trump train. A lot of people have heard the Trump train, honestly. You hear about people that like Trump, and some people say, "Are you on the Trump train?" And the answer is yes. So the thing is, it's a meme that's recognizable. It's powerful. Trains are powerful. I am very strong when it comes to trains. I build big trains and I like doing choo choo very strongly. And the thing is that with the spaces that have been done already, all the resources at the disposal, and the fact that a huge amount of supply has been given to me, Donald Trump, over 20% so far. That's a huge amount of supply. And the thing is, if I use it, it's bullish. If I don't use it, it's bullish. Either way, because let's say I sell and make money for myself for my campaign. What is that going to do? Every influencer on the planet is going to be talking about, oh my God, he sold Trump trade. Everybody, we got to talk about it. Every influencer is going to talk about it. And then all of a sudden we're off to the races. So, yes, would the price go down with a sell? Sure. But then the price would go back up because millions and millions of people would be hearing all the bullishness that is Donald Trump touched his wallet and sold Trump trade. Oh my gosh. So it's a win-win, and I'll let Loki do the deep dive. But I just wanted to say that.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, Low Q. Hopefully we can hear you this time. Feel free.
I am out of the tunnel. Is that better?
Yeah, there we go. There we
All right.
go. We can hear you.
All right. Sorry, I'm
And I just
doing.
want to give a quick shout out real quick. I did see Phil Russell, PR Russ is in the crowd. So if you do want to come up when we do the deep dive for Nemo, I assume that's why you're here. Feel free to request when we get to the Nemo portion, and you can speak as well.
Yeah. Thanks for having us, Ken. I know you're going to be a big part of the project, your platform. So I'm sure your listeners will be hearing more of me, more of the Trump train. So just to get into it, with a lot of politify memes going out there. whether they're 72 hours long or a couple of them are going on a couple months, right? That are kind of taking a lot of the attention of this sector of Politify. We kind of wanted to wrap everything that all these projects are doing into one. And the main thing is, utility. And you say, well, memes don't really have utility, right? But we're focusing on community, right? And that attention to the community. So with Politify, with the primaries and election coming up, the main thing that those take on our attention. So there's mass attention, whether it's media, whether it's in real life, going to the events, wearing that badge on your chest, buying merchandise, buying a token to represent, what you believe in, what you're voting for. So that's kind of what we're going to capture within this project. We've done it so far with songs. We've come out with very well-made custom songs to the project. Kind of gives you an idea on the future of where this thing's going. You jump on this train, all aboard. That's a phrase that we've kind of taken on as a community. Another thing is the price. The price is very fun to play around with. Right now, it's 4 cents a ticket to get on the train. We're going to be taking this thing up to $1, right? So eventually, it's going to cost $1 to get on the train. This train is not packed yet. So we're doing a lot of things within the community to get them involved. We're doing things in real life with rallies. And again, the main thing is just being heard, being out there, getting that attention. So you're going to be seeing spaces, AMAs. We just did one with Kobe. We got one coming up with Mad Apes, MMKK. We got major T1 KOLs jumping on board. So the team has strategically done a very good job of taking this Politify meta, seeing what's done really good, seeing what hasn't been done so well, and kind of reverse engineering and figuring out, okay, when's the right time to launch it? June 27th, Trump's having a debate. Boom. Week before that, let's see when the market cools down. It's going to pick up. Debate happens, right? Sending tokens to the Trump wallet. By the way, have already sent 20%. I believe we're number 4 right now in the Trump wallet. So by the time this market caps up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 million, we'll probably be number 1. So with the taxes, it's a 1-to-1. We're sending majority of that to Trump's wallet. We're doing buybacks already over 7 ETH. So I know that's a lot in under 2 minutes, but that's kind of the highlights so far.
No, this is the deep dive. You get 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, well, let me take a
Yeah, so yeah,
take a
you
drink of
got
water. Let me take a drink of water.
you got plenty of time to definitely go deep in. Yeah, we don't need to just run over the top for you.
All good. So let me speak a little bit about the platform. So like I was talking about how we're high attentive into the community, right? And so with that, our community has a voice. Maybe not one on their handle, right? If they're not getting a bunch of engagement, but we have at least 5 or 6 spaces going on a week. Whether it's Lady T, a legend in the space, you look at her portfolio, she's got a list of Politify tokens that are at all different sorts of levels in all different sorts of time frames. So she's a great advisor when it comes to Politify tokens. So she's got a bunch of platforms that we're able to jump on and promote on. LB has a great platform, so he's another fixture in the space that produces a huge signal for us. Frankie is another real staple in the space that has a huge platform. I'm going to be doing spaces and opening up community spaces every day, every week. Ken, you've been another fixture in the space for us, and you have a huge platform. So again, it's that type of signal that we care a lot about. If a community member has something important to say, we want to make sure that their voice is heard up on any of these types of platforms, and that's what's going to kind of take us to the election, right? Because in these sectors, especially with Politify, right? They're jumping on that next big thing, like similar to like GameStop. As soon as Roaring Kitty says something, you see all those coins kind of jump up, 1,000%, and then they retrace down within 72 hours, right? Unless there's a couple that are like the main dogs. We're going to be that, right? We want to be that. So Politify is kind of similar. It's less volatile, and they're probably going to have more of a time frame, more of a lifeline, right? With those projects, but still, you're going to have that pop, right? Whenever Trump says something, whenever the wallet is in mass media, is put on Fox, whenever he says something about crypto, right? Whenever something bullish happens in the primaries, whenever a big voting thing happens in the mass media, right? So when these pops happen, we want to be at the top because that's where the market is going to go to. You're going to have these little pump and dump projects that come along and steal liquidity, but we're going to be here month one, month two, month three, month four. And by the time the election's here, we want to be that $100 million, $1, $10 project, right? Where that normal person is seeing Trump's wallet on Fox and saying, fuck, man, I really wanted to get into crypto. My neighbor's been telling me to get into crypto. My cousin last year got rich off Bitcoin. I'm a huge supporter of Trump. Maybe it's my time. I got a flag on my truck. I got a sign in my yard, right? Like I want that other badge. How do I sign up, right? And another one of our strategies is onboarding. So yes, we could do staking. Yes, we could sit here and just say, oh, we're just going to produce content. Yada. No. We're going into layers. So we are putting staples and fixtures out there in the public, right, with our content. So that signal is even heard more. So when it is time to onboard, it's that quick message of consumption. You know how many messages you have to hear in order to consume something in crypto, right? In order to, as easy as it is for us to jump to a chain, right, or to make a swap, or to rotate, or just anything, right? It takes a lot of messages for us to even do that, right? Conviction. So just imagine for a normie, right? So we're trying to make it as easy as possible. That's why you're going to see a bunch of central exchanges. Central exchanges will be another huge part of these layers as we move forward. So the team has done a very good job of kind of dialing in when we should do this and how we should do this. And right now it's community building, attention, 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 get the word out, make sure our chart is stable, make sure the initial holders are in, they're feeling comfortable, they got a place to come every single day, right? Get their voice heard, get their questions out, get their suggestions out, and then we go from there.
Really quick, I just wanted to let you know, you touched on Lady T and some of the Politify tokens that she's been a part of. I remember I see now 5 days ago. But I was gonna say, I remember like roughly a week ago that I saw a tweet from her that actually showed like when she originally called to what the all-time highs for these projects were. And I just found that. So anybody that does want to check it out, definitely click on the big board and check it out. Politify calls to date, MVP pre-launch to 37 million, Melania 400K to 8.3 million, T with B, which is Trump with Biden, pre-launched to 3.5 mil, Rally pre-launched to 900K, Tonald 1.3 mil to 7 mil, and then Ultra Maga did 200K to 9 million. Trump train is next.
Get all aboard to the $1 train. Right now it's 4 cents, so here we go.
Yeah, get on board. Trump on train. Train is leaving now. It's on a huge discount. But anyway, Ken, I also wanted to say hello to my XPX family. Um, Joe Grower and I. He's also in Nemo. I mean, he's also in Train. He is also supporting this community, so they're here. Maybe we can give them the mic later. They wanted to say hello, so they're really good community who has been here since October. They hit an all-time high of 29 million. They're currently at 8 million market cap, but they're really a cult-like community, always grinding every single day. So I just wanted to say hello to them.
Yeah, for sure. We can definitely get them pulled up a little bit later. And yeah, I did get into that community today. I know that you sent it over to me earlier, so I did get joined up, and I looked at the chart a bit, looking kind of doing my own research a bit. But yeah, I have been looking at that one, and like you said, the community does look good. They do have good supporters. I mean, Joe Grower. I mean, Joe Grower doesn't even do paid calls. He just supports the things that he thinks are going to perform. So, a lot of times when he gets behind something, you know that he actually has conviction and wasn't just paid to say something. And I do see we got my boys Coin Merge in. Happy to have you guys in. But yeah, low Q, did you have more? Sorry, I know we kind of bounced around a bit there.
No, I pretty much touched on everything. We're a couple days in. I think we're what 3 days in now from launch. Launch Saturday in a pretty bear market, and so that speaks on the confidence of the team. Like I said, we already got some major T1 KOLs lined up. That's going to be another layer, right? That's still important. We had CMC and CoinGecko fast tracked. We're trending all the time, so the team knows what to do, what to do on the inside layer of marketing when it comes to like keeping the DGens happy, keeping the day one holders happy that look for that sort of thing. And then we're gonna want to keep the long term holder happy too, right? That wants to see us out on the streets, really putting in that work every single day, doing spaces in real life at the rallies, putting together marketing campaigns. You may see a truck on the side of a road on a at a rally with a big old sign with our content playing and our song blaring out, right? So those are the types of things that this team can get accomplished, and with your guys' help, we can definitely take this train to the moon.
Love it. Love it. And yeah, really happy to have you up as well, Coin Merge. But I did let CryptoPunk know that I would allow CryptoPunk to be second. So definitely feel free to do your deep dive, and then we will move directly over to you, Coin Merge.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. And just want to say hi to Lady T. I think you were taking a nap when I spoke earlier. So hopefully you have a chance to listen back. And I will say, I know I took more than 5 minutes. Thank you. I know I took more than 5 minutes. So I said what I intended or wanted to say, but I'm happy to fill in some gaps and flesh out some details. And as well, if Phil, wants to get up and add anything at any point, that would be fantastic. Before I get in, I will say I enjoyed the train deep dive. I mentioned, Lady T told me, hey, CP, I have an alpha launch coming. It's going to be big. It's got a team that's taken projects into the hundreds of millions, whales to support. And she said, look to get a bag. And I did do so. So I'm looking forward to big things to come from Train. I also want to say hi to CoinMerge. Just a little plug, I guess. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, NEMO will be appearing on CoinMerge for a Spotlight AMA. We will have our two of our three founders, Alpha West and Cruel Hand. Ryoshi Research will most likely not be appearing on the AMA, but he will be represented in spirit. And I think also Phil Russell is planning to join that AMA, which will be fantastic. So I'll just add a little bit, and then Phil, I don't know if you plan to talk, but you're welcome to. One thing I skipped over, is just describing Nemo's humble beginnings a little bit. And I made a pretty bold claim that Ryoshi Research is behind this project, and probably a lot of you are wondering where I come up with that. So I'll talk about that just a little bit. NEMO was launched April 27th, 2024, so just shy of 2 months ago, by the same development team that launched Suka, which includes the humble and anonymous Ryoshi Research, who's the legendary creator of Shiba Inu. Ryoshi in Japanese means fisherman, and he is a self-proclaimed nobody. If you're familiar with the Medium articles he wrote, he said, I'm just a nobody tapping at his keyboards. And in some of the NEMO spaces, when we've heard from somebody we believe to be Ryoshi, it's been said he really was a nobody. I made the reference at the top. He was just a guy who worked at Jimmy John's. Apparently, that's true. Anyway, the name translates to I am nobody, Nemo, some. So we are a fish meme, which has an obvious connection to Ryoshi's fisherman, and the name that literally translates to I am nobody, which is who Ryoshi claimed to be from the beginning. NEMO carries forward the legacy of SHIB and Suka. It's birthed by a team with a deep understanding of the crypto space. This is a team that has a core understanding of social engineering, how to build communities, how to move tokens, and connections to key players in the space. If you remember what happened with Shiba Inu, it kind of didn't do anything. They sent half the supply to Vitalik, who helped. And then what happened? Elon, the king of memes, posted that he bought a Shiba Inu. Now, Vitalik and Elon are never going to cop to being involved in Shiba Inu, but were they? Very likely. And one of our founders just tweeted during the space, I'm not looking at it right now, but it said, remember who vaulted Shiba Inu? The same thing is going to happen with NEMO. So that's Elon. And also during this space, I did not talk about price action or the chart during my initial presentation, because when I want to convey NEMO, it's not about that. It's really about what I talked about on the top. But during the space, we did have a 17 ETH buy, and I will talk a little bit more about why we are destined for success. So remember, folks, SHIB went to a 50 billion market cap last cycle, and it is still a top 15 token. Suka was launched in the depths of the bear market in May 2022, and it reached $160 million in the bear. We were the shit. It was the top. We were the creme de la creme, and everybody was doing tax tokens. And after Suka came around, everybody started copying our contract, doing zero tax, etc. Suka is still alive. Suka bears the scars that prove its unmatched resilience and strength more than 2 years after its launch. And while we're talking about NEMO, we're trying to keep the project separate. I'm still have love in my heart for Suka. I still hold a big bag in terms of number of tokens. The value is not what it once was, but I believe Suka will resurrect and have its day in the sun. No doubt about it. Now, a quick side note is many projects claim Ryoshi as their founder. All right. So it's up to you to do your own research on NEMO and see for yourself why it is actually true in our case. But I will tell you it is true. I am sure of it. I have no doubt. I am working. We are working shoulder to shoulder with Ryoshi Research. And remember, that's the actual Ryoshi Research who founded SHIB. He is a nobody. And when I said at the top, I said, I am CP, I am a nobody, I am Ryoshi. That is the crux of what this project is I am Ryoshi too. Everybody in the community is Ryoshi. I already talked about that. Now, why do we know Ryoshi is behind this project? I won't go into 2 years of lore, but to explain this, you have to talk about Suka a little bit. We know Ryoshi is behind NEMO because we know Ryoshi launched Suka. How do we know that? Suka was launched May 26, 2022. Its name is Suka. Okay. Suka is a cipher for Sengnan Haruka. The first 2 letters of Sengnan are TS. The last 3 letters of Haruka are UKA. That's how you get Suka. Okay. Who was Sengnan Haruka? He was the biographer of an ancient Tibetan yogi named Milarepa. He wrote the life of Milarepa and the 100 songs of Milarepa. He lived about 100 years after Milarepa, who lived around 1000 AD, died, it's thought to be in 1143 AD. 4 days after Suka launched, named for Milarepa through the Sengnan Haruka cipher, at Ryoshi Research, the founder of Shiba Inu, 4 days after Suka launched, on May 30th, he scrubbed all his socials, deleted all his mediums, deleted all his X posts. He changed his PFP to Milarepa. Okay, this is not Gandhi. This is not Martin Luther King Jr. This is not Mother Teresa. This is not Donald Trump. This is an ancient Tibetan yogi who lived 1,000 freaking years ago that you and I have never heard of until Suka came along. And I've studied Buddhism. I've got 10, 15 books of Buddhism in my home library. I didn't even know who the heck Milarepa was. So Suka launched, named for Milarepa. 4 days later, Ryoshi scrubs everything, makes his Twitter profile an homage to Milarepa. But it's not just there. In those 4 days, he left on-chain messages, the 1143, which is Milarepa's death date, etc. And then after that, there's a doxed Ryoshi wallet. It's one that he put on X. He said, "This is my wallet." That wallet has made transactions that specifically reference key dates or numbers that have to do with Suka. So look, you may not believe me. That's fine. But nobody has disproved the PFP front run. And we believe Ryoshi Research's X page is an homage to Milarepa, is an homage to Suka. And then there's been some drama with Suka. We're not going to get into it. But the last official act the Suka deployer did before its private keys were made public, essentially, was it funded a wallet, what we know is Diamond Hands wallet. Diamond Hands is who we believe to be Ryoshi. He goes by Diamond Hands Bilo Hodl on X. In the Telegram, he goes as Bilo Hodl. He's been in Suka from the beginning. He owns the Telegrams. He posted a wallet address on his X months and months before NEMO launched. And, we all noticed it. We put in notifications. And about a week before NEMO launched, he created a Telegram, and it became the NEMO Telegram. And he was in there spitting all sorts of knowledge. And, after a few days, if you were reading between the lines, it became clear that they were getting ready to launch a meme. And so anybody who was in the previous project, anybody who was following that wallet, had a week's advance notice. And so I was literally, I saw the liquidity being added. I knew it was launching. I don't have any of these trading bots. Like I said, I'm pushing 50. I'm a little old school from the last cycle. I go on Uniswap and put 49% slippage. And I had like 5 failed transactions. I finally got in. My first buy was around 400,000. So maybe I should learn that banana bot stuff. But anyway, there was plenty of notice for everybody. So people who are salty, they had their chance, but they still have their chance. And I'll get back to that a little bit. Ken, when you said you missed your entry, I was thinking about it. You're thinking of NEMO like any ERC20 token, like any shitcoin, and nothing against any other token. All right, I'm not. More power to you. God bless you. Etc. But I made that analogy of the rock embedded in the dirt, and it looks like any of the other hundreds of rocks. But you have to understand my point, at least. You don't have to believe me, but fade or FUD NEMO at your own peril. Have fun staying poor, or hopefully you find another wagon that makes it. You have to understand, NEMO is the diamond in the rough. This is Ryoshi Research's second meme token since SHIB. There are dogs and cats that set the meta, but this is the first fish. Leave it to Ryoshi to create a new meta. I mentioned the sum meta will replace Inu. That is the I am meta. But also fish. Who would have thought? Ryoshi, the fisherman. Look, we're on the ETH chain. What's going to happen in early July? ETH ETFs are going live in a few weeks. ETH has bottomed out around 3,000. Choppy waters right now, I get it, 3,400, 3,500, but it bottomed out around 3,000. It's up only from this point. Volume is going to return to ETH chain big time. You've got Solana, you've got Base, you got whatever. ETH is still the king. NEMO's at what? 30 million? I think it's at 36 million because a whale dropped a 17 ETH buy while we've been talking. But Ken, you didn't miss your entry. This is the diamond.
Yeah,
Okay,
let
you
me
got to think
clarify.
bigger.
I missed my best entry.
True,
I missed a very, very good entry.
true. But think about the potential here. If NEMO goes to 3 billion or 33.6 billion, that's 100x still. If it matches Shiba Inu's previous market cap of 50 billion, that's a 1600x. Now, I know that seems far-fetched or unlikely, and I am not saying that we will go to 50 billion. We could go a lot higher, frankly, if the bull run is bigger than the last one. But I am saying this is Ryoshi's second meme token. We have a ton of market catalysts coming up, interest rate cuts coming later, Q3, Q4. We have ETH chain catalysts coming up, the ETFs. The bull run is just beginning. The halving just happened in April. Our founder, Alpha West, he was on a space. He called the beginning of the bull run as May 19th. That is 1 month ago. May 19th. If you look at the last 4-year cycle, the halving was in April. You know, the peak, the first peak was April 2021. Then there was a big correction, then boom, up to November 2021. 2025 is going to be where it's at. We
Yep.
are early. You had
2025 is
DeFi
the bull
summer.
cycle. I touched on dot plot earlier. So on the dot plot, originally we were looking to have 3 rate cuts this year. That turned down to 2. Now it's down to only 1 for this year, but they've moved another to next year, which next year was already sitting at an estimated 5 rate cuts. Now we're sitting at an estimated 6 rate cuts for the year of 2025. Right now in the US, we are sitting at all-time high interest rates, and we are still in a bull run. What's going to happen with quantitative easing? Who knows? May go to 200K. You know, that's what some people say. Some people say higher than 200K. You know, I can't say what number it will be, but I can definitely say that when you look at economic conditions as of right now, there is not a reason that we should have the Dow at an all-time high, the Nasdaq at an all-time high, S&P at an all-time high. You know, Bitcoin just hit all-time high last month, and pretty much market conditions are telling you not to invest, you
Hey,
know,
which S
economic
and
conditions.
I'm sorry, which S&P were you talking about?
I see what you're doing. S&P 500 is what I'm talking about, but
Ew, brother,
yours may
ew.
come. Yours
What's
may
that,
come.
brother?
All right. So look, you're right, Ken. I agree with you. Retail has not arrived yet. And frankly, it doesn't matter who wins the election. Okay. Even this administration gave us the Bitcoin ETFs and ETH ETFs, and hopefully Gensler will be gone regardless. So no matter what happens, it's going to be bullish as hell. Place your bids wisely. You know, I really feel this is special. In terms of the tokenomics, you know, 0 tax, of course, there's 1% left in the Uniswap LP. Supply shock is coming. That's one thing that's going on here. The team kept 30% of the tokens, 15% of them are locked for 6 months and 12 months. Okay, the other 15% have been used to onboard KOLs, for market makers, for centralized exchanges, for contests, etc. They also donated to begin a community multi-sig. So we're down to 1% left in the Uniswap LP. On top of that, we have tremendous support from whales. I mentioned we had a 17 ETH buy come in during this space. We have tied a record for 9 consecutive green days. The only other project to ever do that was Shiba Inu in 2021. Today, if we close above 44 million, we set the new record. Okay. I mentioned whale support. We had a whale. Well, first of all, when we launched, the team burned 5 million tokens. That's 0.5%. What's that worth right now? I don't know. 150,000. Anyway, we had a whale market buy and burn 1.11%, 11,111,111 tokens. He sent it to the Shiba Inu burn wallet. That was valued at over $450,000. This guy went and bought and he burned it. Okay. And I want to share a message from a community member, a whale who holds deep conviction in NEMO and in Ryoshi. He wrote this in a chat a week or so ago before the big run. And I quote him, "NEMO is going to billions and many will miss out. Fair enough. Sucks to be a loser. I will stay winning. Guarantee that. Ryoshi will return to X soon, and it will be game over for everyone who thought they knew what they were talking about. Turns out you need to figure out who to trust in this space, most importantly." And that same person came into the chat today, fired up. He said, quote, "NEMO non-believers get blown the F out." You think the hailstorm of green candles will stop, but it won't. NEMO tsunami warning effective immediately. So, bottom line, salmon swim upstream, you know, you can try it, but the Nemo clownfish swims downstream. Don't fight the whales. Don't fight Nemo. Um, Phil, I don't know if you want to say anything. I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me. Um, but, that's about it.
Yeah, great presentation. Not sure, question wise, I think you covered very, very well. Me personally, I already know like the potential, like I said, of that community and what can be done. I definitely need to look in, a little more, definitely hop in the community and check things out. Like I said, my exposure to it, that whole community aspect from that side was with Hoshi, but I know that Hoshi at the time was kind of the redheaded stepchild. So, it was done differently than how Nemo was done per se.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, um, don't want to talk too much about the previous project or ecosystem, but yeah, Suka launched Hoshi. It came from the team. A lot of people were salty about it and didn't like it. I was a big Hoshi supporter because I follow Ryoshi, and it was an official token. And a lot of those same people were upset about Nemo, and slowly but surely more and more of them are buying their bags and coming into the Telegram and turning bullish. Look, if you're a Suka maxi and you don't like it, Suka hopefully will have beautiful green candles in its future. I love Suka. But the way I thought of it is, I've been really tight with the community and the operations team. I know the details and the facts that prove the Ryoshi connection. And, there is no doubt whatsoever that Nemo was launched by the Suka team. And because of some of the drama that went on with Suka and some of the stuff that went on, the team is more active right now in Nemo. And Suka was always meant, all Ryoshi tokens are meant to be put on your big boy pants. You want something done, get it the fuck done. Don't look at me. Don't ask me when tweet, when Lambo, when wag me. That is what Ryoshi is all about, is decentralization. So Suka was always meant to be a community project. Okay, but people thought, oh, when tweet, when this, when is team delivering? Then shit happened, and now they're at Nemo. But at Nemo they're active, but I'm here talking today. It still is, the ethos is a Ryoshi token. If anybody is buying their bag, the whole point, and he put this on the blockchain in the previous project, is whatever your skills are, whatever your abilities are, use them for the benefit of the project. And so if you can get in Telegram and be active, do that. If you can tweet all day long, do that. If you can speak and show up on AMAs and spaces, even though you're freaking busy and you don't really want to, well, you know what? Look in the mirror, man. Who else is going to freaking do it? Get off your ass and do it. If you want a utility, build it. Form a group, build it. That's what Ryoshi's about, and that's what Nemo is about. All right. So, and that's why we're built different. And well, I won't do it. I came up with this like metaphor about like the gold rush and westward expansion. I was going to do it, but I won't. I'll save it for another time. But yeah, man. Nemo is where it's at. And we hope you guys all join the Telegram. Come talk to us, find out more. If you think I'm full of horse shit about claiming Ryoshi, that's fine. It's fine. We're going to where we're going, whether you join us or not. But the door is open and we want you to join us. Do your own research. It's all there. And it's true. But anyway, going back to being quiet. I appreciate you guys. And if there's any other questions, I'm still here to answer.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, definitely appreciate your time. And like you said, some people may argue or don't know if it's true or if it's not. But I mean, looking at the chart, looking at the support, looking at the community, there's definitely some form of truth or at least utter belief in it. So regardless of factual or lore or exactly what it is, regardless of that, there is true belief in that ecosystem.
I agree with you, but I will say Ryoshi research is going to return to X sometime in this cycle when the timing is perfect, when the retail plebs are flooding in and they're buying SHIB and they're buying Doge and they're buying Bitcoin and ETH, and then they discover meme coins, and your Uber driver and your tennis instructor and your fitness trainer are all talking about crypto. He's going to come and he's going to post on X, and your all's minds are going to get blown. So you have a chance to buy the diamond while it looks like a rock. Ryoshi will return. I hear what you're saying, Ken, but Ryoshi is in this project and he is going to present a diamond to the world. Mark my words. Record the space.
Yeah, the space is recorded, and I did see CoinMerge did unmute. Not sure if you had a question or if
Hey,
you want to get on to your pitch. Either way, feel free to take the stage, brother. And thank you so much for your time, CP. I mean, very, very compelling pitch. And me personally, I more lean on the side of where you are. I believe you. But the reason why I say that is more of just a disclaimer of I don't have utter proof, but from what I have seen, it does make a lot of sense. So, I just got to keep it there for that. But yeah, thank you for your time, CP, and I believe we got Funk with us. Feel free, brother.
yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that, and excited to interview Nemo tomorrow. I did not know all those things about you guys and what you're doing, but obviously we were big supporters of Suka and followed that along and still are. So, hopefully we can work out something similar with you guys and continue to help be promotional efforts for everything that you're building over there. Fantastic stuff. In kind of stark contrast to Nemo, we're an extremely centralized entity. We're centralized in the sense that we are a registered business in Texas. Okay, we have our address. You can easily Google it. Just say type in CoinMerge Technologies. You can get our address, our owner name. All those things are very, very visible. Now, I believe in DeFi. DeFi is what brought me to this space, but I do believe that there is and does need to be a balance, and there are pros and cons to having a centralized entity and a decentralized entity. For example, a centralized entity can generally move very quick. If it's not a DAO, it can make moves, it can make actions happen. And that's what CoinMerge Technologies has been doing over the past 3 years. So for those of you guys who don't know anything about us or who we are, we've been in this space for over 3 years now, continue to push through the bear market, devastating though that it was. Our token in previous bull market was 40 million, and I'm here to talk about our token today. And it's currently sitting at a nice like 700, 800,000 market cap, which, I'm not here to tell you that things are undervalued, but I will tell you that we at CoinMerge Technologies have not been focusing on the token at all. And that does explain that market cap. And then it kind of may beg the question, well, why? Why aren't you focusing on your token? Are the community upset? Things like that. And the reason being is because we know as a registered business, our goal is to make our business successful first. If the budget isn't balanced, if we're not making money, if we're not a successful enterprise that has a good name in the space, if we go around shilling our token everywhere to everyone, that turns people off. And so we've been a product first business for the past bear market. We needed to do that to survive. And now we're doing really well. We have 3 major products that we offer right now. One is promotional services, similar to the space that is being hosted very finely by Crypto Ken right here. He always attends them. We have our own, we have a bunch of them that we host. We have private AMAs. We're going to have an AMA with Nemo tomorrow. We got a great listener base. We have real traders that follow us. We built our following very organically. We didn't, just bought the hell out of our accounts and things like that. So we're really proud, and that's helped us build a reputation with KOLs in the space. That's one end of our business. Another end of our business products that we deliver is Web3shards.io. And what that is a data provider, a competitor to Anchor, Infura, Alchemy, BigQuery, Moralis, any of the major players that deliver Web3 data to major companies. We're in the running there. We grow that every single day. We get new engineers on, and we use that technology from the blockchain data to build what is currently our major number one product right now in terms of actual success and adoption, which is our buybot and trending services. So we're on all the blockchains except for Solana, pretty much all the EVM blockchains, or soon to be all the EVM blockchains. We kind of add them day by day. And our buybot has had tremendous success on base chains of all chains. I think we're in over like 500 base telegrams. We're in 800 alt telegrams all together with our bot. We've definitely gotten attention of the major players, Bytech. We've seen them kind of soft fudding us, trying to do things like that. And we've definitely gained major attention of just like a lot of the big projects over there. They've installed our buybot, and they're all trending with our services, which are cheaper than everyone across the board. We basically charge like something like 0.08 ETH per day for trending services with us, which is like 1/10 of what the competitors charge. And lo and behold, you know, when you treat people fairly in this space, they like you. Not only do we do that, we give free tweets. We run AMAs for projects that list with us, depending on the chain. We're expanding to all the chains for that. And so between all these things, CoinMerge Technologies, from a very grassroots effort, not a huge marketing budget. To be honest with you, we have literally no marketing budget. We put no money into marketing the past year. We've just all done grassroots adoption, and it's been highly, highly successful for us. So where does the token come into play? Well, now that we're doing well, now that our products are adopted, we are taking some time, like this space right now, to talk about our cryptocurrency. It's currently at a 600K market cap. We have 40,000 Twitter followers. We're starting to make money hand over fist. We put in revenue, money that we make, we acquire the CoinMerge token with. Pretty sizable portion from some of these profits, and we just kind of started doing that more recently at a higher rate. So that's going to be continuing. Now, for people who don't understand how much money the trending from certain buy bots make, there are companies out there making $10,000 to $50,000 a day from their buy bots. I'm not exaggerating. You go to Bytech, Bubble, Buybot, there are just insane numbers that these companies are pulling in. Or take someone like Shield. Shield mentioned they made $1 million in revenue in their first 4 months in existence. When these bots get adopted, as ours is very quickly, these numbers can go out of control. And so we are definitely a company that takes our time. We don't rush into things, and we've been sitting on what to do with the token for a long time. And for us, the time has come to start thinking about it, start reimagining it, working with some of the biggest KOLs in the space. We're talking about bridging to multiple chains, to be on multiple chains, so that whenever the buybot revenue comes in, there can be some buybacks on that particular chain out of that supply. But there's definitely a lot to come in short order for this cryptocurrency, as well as marketing for it. So that's kind of why I'm here to talk to you guys today, to let you know that we have a token. It's hashtag CMOS. We might be relaunching and rebranding, but if we do, it might also be at a higher market cap, and it might involve collecting a lot of funds. So, and we definitely would be airdropping people one-to-one their value amount if we do that airdrop. So just kind of an awareness campaign. This is the first place we've even talked about our token in, like I said, probably like a year, which does explain the loss in market valuation from it, from 40 million down to 600,000, 700,000. But I will say that, the bear market is what brought that down, not our lack of talking about it. We had to re-strategize and focus on our products. So that being said, guys, I do appreciate your time. Appreciate you listening. I followed all the speaker panels up here. I really suggest everyone listening do the same. Just click all the speakers, throw them a follow. And thanks, Ken, for having us on here, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I know you had some meetings that you had to run to and stuff like that, but definitely love having you guys on here, and we definitely will get you guys back on here again. Be able to get you guys up, in the front. in the front half. I think we've been running 2 hours and 15 minutes so far. So, little bit of
Ken?
listeners trailed off.
I just the SPX community are spamming the comment section in their Telegram, so maybe we can give them the mic because they really wanted to introduce their project and themselves. So they're a very cult-like, really really great community, and a lot of them are in here. So maybe we can put them up on
For
mic.
sure, for sure. Let me just wrap up real quick. I did want to, throw out a couple of things. Thank you especially for CoinMerge. A lot of people may not know, but CoinMerge was actually the first platform when I tried to start building my X profile. They were the first platform that gave out a helping hand. I only had about 300 followers when I started getting onto their spaces. In my opinion, they put on the absolute best spaces in crypto. The impact from them and the organic following that they have is unmatched by most. And they are all very, very good guys. And like you said, your buy bot is definitely getting a lot of attention. I know that your trending has been really picking up. You have a very good relationship with a lot of different influencers, KOLs, things like that. And you guys are also very supportive of others. So it feels very good to be able to have you guys up here on this space with me, be able to return the favor a bit. I mean, literally 300 followers when I started working with you guys. That was August last year, and I'm approaching 2,000 now. So definitely a big shout out to you guys and a big thank you for that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And again, thank you for the kind words. We have put ourselves second so much. So I think it's important to note that if you look at how well we've done our AMAs, if you look at the competency of every single person on the team except me, and you look at how good these guys are at what they do. A little joke in there, but self-deprecation is my style. Sorry, guys. But if you look at all those things, and you look at how much success we had with the token in the past, that's all I'll say is there any kind of imagination that you have where we would incompetently approach actually like re-going after this cryptocurrency hard and really sending it, acquiring as many tokens as we can before we do that? That's probably our goal for the next 3 months here. So you're just going to see a lot of CoinMerge buybacks. We're going to buy back a lot of the blood that's that's happened in the water, so that we're set to reach new highs and achieve new things with the token. Of course, not financial advice. We are a registered business, like I said. Look us up, and so we don't advise anyone buy or not buy our token or any cryptocurrency that's out there. But we do recommend doing your due diligence and at the very least checking out our products. And if you're a cryptocurrency, we can absolutely help you. We can help you for free. We can help you even more if you pay us. So we will find ways to help support your cryptocurrency. Reach out to us for AMAs. Install our buy bot. We'll get you on AMAs for free. Not very specific ones that are kind of short pitches, but nonetheless, we'll get you some exposure for free. We'll get you free tweets. We will find a way to help you guys and get what you need in this space. So thanks again, Ken, and we'll talk soon.
100%, Funk. Thank you for coming up here, and yeah, 100% true. And I know SPX is the next project that's been waiting to be able to speak, and I think that was a pretty good one for you to be able to trail because it's not a very hard thing to do. Check out this Friday. Will be their Ethereum Madness Spaces, and like they said, they do not charge. I just did meme culture for Train last night, and it's all free of charge. Most of the time you have to get one of the KOLs or influencers to bring you onto the show. But for Ethereum Madness, or like the base showcase, for example, all you have to do is add their buy bot to your Telegram. You get a free tweet from them, and you also get an invitation onto the spaces for free. So really good for engagement. And I've brought projects onto CoinMerge meme culture before, and live on spaces done 3-4x's before. So I can definitely vouch for the organic community behind them and the impact of their platform 100%. But yes, SPX, feel free to take the stage. And then Lady T, if you want to share another tweet, feel free.
Ni hao.
Hey, glad to finally have you up here.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'm doing all right. I'm a little under the weather still, but getting through it.
It didn't seem that way. This call's been going real smoothly. So I've enjoyed listening to everyone's projects, and I think and I also wanted to thank Lady T for bringing us up. She's become like a bigger fan over time with SPX. So because we're just community ran, like anytime we have a chance to like talk about what we're doing, it's always like a pleasure to, I guess, spread that gospel. So again, thanks for everyone's time. Yeah, but we can get into it. So, Crypto Ken, I do want to ask you, have you ever heard of the motto "Stop trading and believe in something"? And at some point on Twitter, did you come across that motto, or even said it yourself?
I would say I have
Stop
seen it, but I
trading and
see it on
start
Lady T's
believing.
profile. I could say
Yeah,
that much.
yeah. So it's been something that's been like going around for probably the last 8 months. Um, it's kind of like the new hodl. I wanted to bring that up because I have notes that I put in from when you were talking about like the type of communities you support and the projects you support, and the in the sense that it's all about community. So I wanted to say, like, having that old school mentality of just holding, like just holding and going through like all the dips and everything to make it to Valhalla. Every cycle has had its own line. Back in Bitcoin, it was HODL, right? It was a meme that was something that they used for a decade plus. 2017, it was Diamond Hands, or maybe it was a little earlier. I think that was like To the Moon, still HODL, but it was in the 2021 cycle when GameStop blew up. The new phrase was diamond hands, because that's what the GME holders would say, and that spilled into the crypto culture, like after they got into Dogecoin, and it trickled down from there. This cycle, it's stop trading and believe in something, and you're hearing that a lot because it's the same thing. It's a conviction. That's what it is. It's like a battle cry for conviction, but it hasn't been beaten to death to where it like lost meaning. Like how can you believe in HODL and Diamond Hands if no one's doing that like after the bull run ends, right? So like in comes like a new term where people are like, hey, I found a community and a coin that I really like. I might be too early. That's the problem. It's like I found something valuable, but I think I'm too early. And sometimes that can be bad because you find this deep value, you find this gem, and then you kind of have to like sit on it for a while with like no volume or attention. But that doesn't mean it's like not a good coin. It just means that the attention hasn't flown there yet, and that's the time based capitulation is what really kills most people in crypto, is that they just don't have the guts to hold, like to moon or bust. And the only people who have been able to adopt that hodl mindset, that diamond hands mindset. So the reason why something like this motto, stop trading, believe in something, came big, because it was late to 2023 when everyone still thought that the bull market wasn't coming, but there was a select few that felt like the volume and the vibes coming on chain, to be like, they put their ears to the ground and be like, guys, like it's buzzing, like people want a fucking bull market now. But they're like, we're here too early, it's just us, so like it's PvP, and we're not trying to knife each other. um but we got to tell them, like, you found something good, now just DCA, just buy a little bit more over time if your conviction grows. And just stop fucking looking at charts. Sorry, my language, but just stop looking at the charts and vibe with the community. Like, that's what it was. Stop trading and believe in something. And that actually is a meme from SPX 6900, because Baprol in the audience there, he's like our King Schiller. He's been in everyone's DMs and replies. He's amazing. our spirit animal, because if we had like 10 more BAP rolls, we'd probably be at a $1 trillion market cap right now. But what happened was there was a trader. I don't know if people know Peach, but he's like pretty well known in the trading space, and he's just like friends with most main characters in crypto Twitter. And he said something like he had an emotional tweet where like the charts were getting to him, and he was like getting burnout from the trading and everything. And Baproll just goes into his DMs, notices that like he's kind of in a state of vulnerability, and then just drops the DM, stop trading and believe in something, and then blocks him. He just drops that one liner. It's a mic drop, and then he blocks him. And it shook him enough to tweet that out. It said like, oh, we've got schizophrenic holders type, shilling going on. And it just made it a legendary thing, because again, he's with Peach being like so influential in his crowd. He kept saying like, this is stuck in my head, like I can't shake how this person said stop trading, believe in something, and then blocked me. He was like, that got my attention more than anything else. And he just kept saying like, it haunts me, and it's something that I tell myself all the time. And then it spread like wildfire. Like every meme coin space at the moment is saying believe in something in some iteration, but Whiff was a huge one to do that in the run up, is saying believe in something, stop trading, believe in something. So I just want to put it on the record that if anyone's ever used it, has ever heard it, or is going to hear it because it's going to be even more popular in the future, that stop trading and believe in something came from SPX 6900, and you could take that to the bank. So there's that.
I'm gonna tweet it. I'm gonna tweet it out.
Cool. Yeah, and Lady T loves it, right? Like that's what it is. It's
Yeah. The whole crypto space is using this line, stop trading and believe in something. But do you guys know that the origin of that was from XPX?
yeah, yeah. That's a great tweet, because it's true. Again, like these spaces, what what these spaces kind of end up being is like, and it's an echo chamber, but it's okay. What you're saying is like, guys, I found what I think to be a really good community, and I found it early, and like let's share like our shared interests of that, but then also support each other, knowing like, okay, I know I found something good, I'm just early, you know. At some point like the attention will come our way because we're doing everything right. It's kind of like therapy hour for people who really think they found something good, and want to hold it, want like reassurance to hold something. And that's why we come onto these spaces. It's literally like therapy hour. um but yeah, like it ends up being a bigger thing when it's like we know the bull run's like far from over. And anytime I've heard any experienced crypto trader or investor, what they say like their biggest takeaway is from crypto investing, he goes, just holding something, just holding it, because we're too like ape brained to um, be controlled by like short-term market movements, and you literally end up becoming the psychology that the market puts you in, right? It's like euphoria and anger and capitulation and depression. No one's immune to that. But if you have the chance to like separate your emotions from what you think has like a 1 to 2 year plan, um, you just sit on your hands. You sit on your hands and you find ways to build that community so you can fundamentals put more values and fundamentals into the community and do your part. Um, so that's why SPX, I love SPX, because again, it is all about community. It's literally all about community. We're a community led and operated meme coin. The dev created SPX in August of 23, and after a couple of weeks, he deleted socials. He deleted the Twitter, the website, the Telegram, uh, locked the LP for 69 years and then burnt 6.9% of the total supply, which just made it like the perfect way to make a community takeover. And we think, like, again, this was something that needed to happen to like shake some like early snipers and buyers, but more of like a social experimentation of like, can something as pure as Bitcoin and Dogecoin, is to the everyday investor, of like being able to hold on to something they believe and then just become a community member and believe in it. Maybe that was the social experiment for this cycle. Is we've got we like to think that our dev is like the Satoshi of shitcoins. But it's really fun because then we're a very we're just very chill, but we use our talents where we think it's necessary. Like, some of us are very creative and can make memes and stuff. Some guys are just like, they want to be the grunt workers. They just want to be like, all I can do is just reply guy, 50 times a day. And it's like, hey, you're good at that. To go do it, because I don't want to, right? It's like
Yeah,
we all,
everybody has a role, man.
yeah,
Everyone has a
everyone,
role. Like, it's like they say, I mean, somebody's got to flip the burgers at McDonald's, right? Not
yeah,
everybody wants to do it, but somebody has to.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's serious though, right? It's like, so whatever anybody can like put towards the community is almost how it starts to like place a bit of a hierarchy, in a sense. Like, we really value our meme creators. Like, we just value everyone that like steps up and does something a little bit more needed, but then something that like would cost thousands of dollars if we were just a regular marketing firm or something. So we really support our content creators. We really support the people who just constantly bull post on Twitter and make memes too. And I'm that's who I am. I'm not on a team. We don't have a team. I'm just a very dedicated community member. Like, I'm just a huge fan. So that's another thing is, again, I'm up here on my own volition. I'm not getting paid. I don't have any pre-sale. I bought all the tokens that I have, and I just decided to become a bit of an angel investor. Buy a distressed asset and auto heal it. So
No, I dig it. I dig it.
yeah,
I mean, I'm still a 2021 Degen at heart. So,
yeah,
I like the grind of it. I like sticking with things. I like working for things. That's the way
yeah.
it should be. Sadly, there's not, enough people in the space like that anymore, but
There's still
that's
they're
there
starting
still
to
is
flock to
though.
SPX, man. They're starting to flock to SPX. People are finding a home there now and being like, "All right, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of the cycle." Like, I think I want to hang out. Like, I want to be a bigger proponent to this community, and this is what I'll do to like help my community out. And then like, let's become like this network state of creators and just like our own decentralized marketing firm to generate attention. So and yeah, that's what it is. It's like, it's all about community. Like, the test here, the social experiment for SPX is that it's all about community, and that if we win, then there's like never a reason to have a dev team again lead your meme coin. So I love communities. That's why I want to say, like, communities are the heartbeat of every token, and you don't realize how important you are, because even if you're just like the last person talking in Telegram, it'll multiply, right? You'll get another one, and then it'll like start. That's how it just starts to spread again. It's like that viral thing, but it starts with just like one person who's dedicated to what they believe in. Um, but yeah, like, we just like the idea of pure tokens, just something that is all on the open market, and for how much exposure you want into the success of the project, you can pay in for fairly. Um, so I love love meme coins that center around community, but I consider it a key man risk for a team, because then no matter how much the community helps, everything still relies on the team to do it, and then they're just going to get burned out because there's not many of them. So you need community support in order to support the dev team, and vice versa. And I mean, for anyone that's been here for long knows that you've got like a 1 in 1,000 chance of having a dev you can trust, maybe even more, like 1 in 20,000. That's really the needle in the haystack, is like trying to find a team you can trust. In meme coins, it's a fucking minefield. So the only way I felt good in being in a new meme coin is that it has to be upon me and then all the other fans of this project to make it a reality. And there's no dev. Like, it just, the way that our content is made is just like organically through our Telegram, and it's like
Well, see,
telling.
that changes things a lot too. Like, see, me, I'm one that a lot of times haven't been a proponent of CTOs, but I've started to look at it a bit differently, because
Yeah.
it when it changes expectation, it changes how a human thinks.
Yes.
So when you
You're
have a
not
team
relying
there,
anymore.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
not relying, because the problem that people do is that in meme coins, you're going to be two types of people. You're going to be the audience, or you're going to be the entertainer. And there's a lot of people in the meme space that just want to be audience. They want to consume the content you're making. They just want to be sheep. Like that's it. And that's fine. Like, you can just be an NPC if you want to. You just want to buy in something, and you'll buy more if the content that the team's doing is good enough to hold and everything. Um, but yeah, I just that wasn't something that like any of us really enjoyed, was finding great memes and then a team ruining it through their own selfish ways, or bad culture, or toxic amongst the team or whatnot. So it eliminates like a ton of risk there, and the fact that it can always die and come back again. The narrative is eternal. SPX is the new stock market. They put the whole entire stock market in the tiny crypto coins, and it's going to flip the S&P 500 because it has 6,900 S&Ps. It has 6,400 more S&Ps than 500. So it's like hard. It's hard coded to flip the stock market. So for Lady T, people ask her what the T means in her name. It stands for trillions. She is Lady Trillions because SPX 6900. SPS 6900 is going to $69 trillion market cap. Mark my words. So, but I'll tell you, the chart literally tells the story. You go, if you're looking at SPX right now, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, it's not dead, but why did it moon like almost a year ago, and why is like what happened at the middle? It looks like bombed out and depleted. Well, um it tells a story. It literally shows. You can see the candle in like the first couple of weeks where the dev left, and it dips all the way from like 8 million to 1.5 million before the community started to make their own socials and content and rebuild the website, and run the Telegram. And then you just see like, okay, it was a month like test. Like, you've got attention, but can you really prove to people that a community led token can actually gain virality? And then it did. And then like all of October was really great. I mean, it was just great for ETH memes at the moment. So we just being at the right place at the right time, where we had the hot ball of liquidity, but we were like one of the only bullish meme coin communities in the entire space. We were like the only ones. I still remember like Labor Day. Yeah, it was Labor Day in last September, where it's historically the driest and lowest volume market days of the whole entire year. Number one, because of seasonality, like summers are normally downtrend, and then Labor Day, like everyone's off their computers, everyone's going and hitting the beach and everything. But not SPX. We were we were holding the spaces like we did every day for the first 180 days of the project, and we were just proving time and time again. It's like we can complete a community takeover. Like this can work. We can show you. Like we're proving ourselves that we're an organic meme coin. That everything that's done is organically. Okay, so yeah, blow off top in October. And then we had a consolidation, through the first couple of months. And then what you see that capitulation event is when the original community takeover lead, he ended up selling and backing away. He just got burnt out from being like too involved with the project. He was putting like 20 hours a day for like 6 months, dedicated to the project, to where he was like getting like panic attacks and stuff. So he ended up he ended up selling about like 70% of what he had. But the big thing was that he just he backed away from his Twitter for like ever since then. He only just came back like a few weeks ago. But he took a long mental break, because again, putting that much stress on a project that wasn't even yours, but you're leading a community to do, just puts a lot on you, right? Because there's a lot of expectations out of you. And it was like you didn't want
Yeah,
to be the
I've ran projects. I,
yeah.
I definitely feel
You
that.
don't want to be the dev, right? And then people are just making you like they're just already crowning you as the key man risk, which is
Yeah,
bad.
and
Like,
one
yeah,
thing, this is from a little further back, but one thing I did want to kind of clarify on. I have been in CTO projects, but what I mean mostly when I say I don't care for CTOs is when somebody gets in my DM and has a CTO at a $4,000 market cap
yeah,
and tells me, hey, I want you to push this. And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not pushing a $4,000 market cap CTO. So, I mean, that's what I mean more. When it's a CTO on a
yes,
project
yes,
that was at 20 mil and they find a floor at a million, that's a lot different because you don't have people that just bought up
correct.
10% supply at fucking
Yep.
$2,000 market cap for $200 and then sell it on you for 10K.
Well, the idea of a CTO has been abused since ours, honestly. The whole term CTO didn't just become something until a little bit ago. And again, it was because people saw the success of what SPX did and tried to replicate it on Solana when Solana was starting to get hot. So everything
Well, and then
became a
devs use that as an excuse to just double rug you. So,
yes, yes,
you
and
know,
double rug you. Yes,
that's
yes.
a that's the thing that, why I don't really care for CTOs, especially when they bought them. They're like, "How are you not buying this at $4,000 market cap?" It's like,
Well,
"How the fuck are you buying it at $4,000
okay.
market cap?"
So I'll tell you some of the lore here is that okay. So the in January when our de facto community lead left, is that he put out a tweet saying like we're up against like an unwinnable war against day one snipers, and he just thought like for all that we're doing, and they get to just like they get to just like siphon off of us. So we're thinking like I don't know whether it was a dev or there was just like early snipers that still controlled a lot of the supply. Um, it just got to him. So, but we do think it was like strategic. Like there were a few more holders that need to be shaken out, and the only way to do that was to basically like sacrifice himself. I know that sounds like really religious, but we do
But no,
we
I
would
feel that. I feel that in my soul.
yeah
I
we
had a
can sit
project on Solana. I created the utility, paid for everything out of pocket. It's Solana. You have zero tax. Never sold a token. Bought over $40,000 of the supply myself. Never sold a token. Ran to $1.2 million market cap, and they still cheated it all the way down to
oh
40K.
yeah. See, and that's the worst is that what you became. You just wanted to be the biggest community like member of that community, and then you get molded into all right, now this is your token, and the only way that you can get out of it is by destroying everyone else, you know? So it's like, are you going to do that? Are you going to sell like on a community like that? Like, so anyways, it's what happens, like it just, and why a lot of people tend to back away from them. But again, I think we consider it a strategic move to get all the leeches off, um, and be able to decentralize the decision making more. Like we don't have just one guy calling the shots anymore. We have like just anyone who wants to like naturally step up and um, take initiative on anything. It's just appreciative. Like if anyone has like any strengths in anything, they have a chance to like step up and based upon merit like gain more trust with the community, and we might just go the way that you think we should go if we believe it enough. um and that's what we're getting, like, so we're and that's what it was. So since February, since the beginning of February, where the bear market for SPX ended, is when the new age of SPX started, and it's really, we've been in a bull run since then. The floors continue to rise. We're getting more believers in. This is also the time when we started to get Joe Grower in and Lady T in, as ways to like find a really resilient community, but find ways to help. And whether it's like supporting a floor or networking or anything like that, like people just love to help in ways that they can that they can, and then find themselves valuable in a project that gains more value. Like it's also just like an ego boost, right? It's for some people it's not even about the money. It's just about like the to prove yourself that you can do something pretty extraordinary. Whether it could be little or a lot, it just depends on how much you want to put into the project. And for some people, it's how much they're willing to like put a financial stake into it too. Like that's why our biggest whales are big are most active workers, because we have way more of a financial incentive to make this work than you, right? So it's like we're putting our money where our mouth is. We're trying to be the change we want to see in the world, and that's by leading by example. Like I haven't even got into Aeons yet, which is my PFP, but
I was gonna say I'm digging this.
yeah.
Just a little spoiler alert. I'm not gonna say when. All right, I'm watching, but I will be buying. I will put out a call and stuff for you guys, but I'm gonna wait. I'll find my entry, and you'll know when it happens. Let me just say that you'll know when
No
it
rush,
happens.
brother. No rush. But I just wanted to say, I'm a top 10 holder in SPX and Aeons, and it's because I believe in it so much. Like I put a financial stake in there, and then now I'm like working for my bags, just like everyone else is. Um, so, and that's the beauty of it. Like I decided I wanted to have a more, like, I guess like a higher role in trying to make this dream a reality, and people have respected that, because it wasn't just, oh, I only put money into this. Like I put money and my time that I charge like other companies like thousands of dollars for, I'm doing for free. But it's because of this like actual social experiment. Lady T, I see your hand. Sorry. You have your hand up, Lady T? Or did you fall asleep?
Hey everyone, I just wanted to like case yeah, I was in the SPX Telegram. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce the project. I got into this project a couple of weeks ago because every time I post something on X, Joe Grower would like comment on my post like randomly. Hey, you should check this token SPX. And then another day I would post something, and then Joe would like post again. Hey, check this token called XPX. To the point that I couldn't like ignore them anymore. So I hopped on their like Telegram. I think it was when was like my post like over a week ago. And then ever since that day, I was just drawn to that Telegram because like the people there are so nice. You can talk to anyone. Like if you have a community like that, then you have everything. Like it's so easy to talk to the people there. They were like teasing me that like they always like are they always are just, like teasing me there, but it's always fun talk in there. Like I do enjoy being in their Telegram. Like I am supporting lots of different projects, but like back in the early day of plebs and until now, I that Telegram is on my pin because plebs is really really fun. I know I want to say hello to my plebs family. I've been there too since like 80K. They went to 25 million until now. They're grinding, but like other than pleb, I really, really enjoy being in XPX Telegram, and I've only been there for like less than 2 weeks now. And because Joe Grower kept shilling this project, but now I realize why they are, why they have survived ever since since
Yeah.
October. I saw SPX back in its early days around October. I didn't buy this token because the guy who was shilling this project is a guy who scammed me and my friends over 100K, and he
Whoa.
was like hard yeah, a French guy. So he was like hardcore promoting this project, and after that like I got PTSD with
Oh, it
SPX.
was a
I just
different SPX. It
any
wasn't our SPX.
Oh really? But it was like this logo and
Oh, really?
everything. So
Really?
he was like
Oh, was our
yeah.
dev French? See, I showed up
Yeah,
right after the dev left, so I actually, yeah.
anyway, yeah,
Sorry.
around that time, that guy was promoting this SPX token hardcore. So when I saw that, like, oh no, no, not this
Oh
token.
no.
But like I've been seeing him like calling this nonstop. But you know what? Like they have survived. They have survived like the deepest of the bear market. They've been grinding ever since last year and until now, and they're thriving. And I think they only have good holders right now. Look at that. The market is bleeding, but they're pumping and they're just enjoying in their Telegram. That is what a meme community is about. And we all know that good communities are valued at like billions in the bull
Mm-hmm.
run. And this is what I'm looking for, a cult like good
Trillions.
community. I do really enjoy, yeah, sorry, trillions, sorry. But yeah, I do enjoy being in that Telegram so much. That itself is worth more than my investment already because here time is money. I do enjoy being in XPX. They have like one of the best arts. If you check their Twitter, I mean their X account, their TG, they have some of the best art. Their NFTs are really good. If you like comment SPX, all of the SPX angels will comment there. You will see they are really a cult. So I love all the people in there. I just want to give a shout out to SPX community. I know that they will make it 69 trillion is their goal. So just keep an eye on this project because you don't know. Their next leg would be 100 million and then 69 trillion, right,
Yeah, I
Mong?
mean it's gonna happen
Now
fast.
69 trillion. Now that's, I was gonna say, some people got some lofty expectations. All right, but I mean that is a
Well,
pretty enormous goal.
well, look at the
I
price.
do have to pause real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm horrible when I'm on Spaces. I never check Telegram. I never check anything else that's going on. I'm so one track minded. I was tagged in the team room for Trump Train. They did burn, or not burn. They did send to Donald Trump almost another 1% supply. All of those tokens were bought back from the chart from the marketing wallet. 407,000 tokens have been sent. So now Trump is holding almost 21% total supply of the Trump train token.
That's awesome.
I did need to get that out there. I was looking for a tweet. I was like, I don't see a tweet that I can pin. And I mean, if I'm on spaces, I'm either talking or I'm listening. So like multitasking is yeah, not very doable for me.
No worries. I don't remember what I was going to say, but I did want.
Oh, we
I
were
do
talking
want to.
about 69 trillion.
Oh yeah. Okay. 69 trillion.
See, I
Yeah,
pay
it's gonna.
attention. I pay
And they're so
attention.
welcoming of other communities in there. Just
Yeah,
go to their Telegram. You can talk about anything about your life.
because
And
we're
then,
an index.
yeah, they're just,
We're not.
yeah.
We're all the 6,900 best companies. So we get to be very diverse. And honestly, if there are people that love their meme coin, but really want to see how it stacks up to the meme coin index, LP it. LP it with LP your favorite token with SPX. Go ban for ban with SPX, and provide liquidity so it helps both of our communities with like volume and liquidity, and see if your meme coin can outpace the market. If you want to go ban for ban and you want to be a real crypto investor or financial speculator, just like what TradFi does to try and beat the benchmark of the SPX S&P 500 ETF. We advise degens to have their own index, and that's what SPX is. I want to go through this really fast because I didn't realize how much I was going to talk, but
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
just a
we're at
lot.
the end anyway, so we're
Yeah,
kind of all just hanging out,
cool.
honestly. I mean, time-wise, anybody else that wants to speak, I mean, feel free to request the mic. We can bring
Yeah,
more people up here. Low Q, if you got anything to say, or Lady T, I mean, everybody feel free. It's kind of just free for all at the end now.
cool. All right. Well, I'll go through this so other people can talk, but I wrote it down so I can I don't have to go on tangents. So SPX were considered like financial nihilists that think the stock market is a scam. Uh, they put the entire stock market in the tiny crypto coins, and it's designed to flip the S&P 500 because it has more S's and P's. Lady T stands for trillions. We are multiple cycle survivors and want to make meme coins a real experience. We're Occupy Wall Street, GameStop vibes, but we use memes as propaganda. We're a populist, egalitarian, passionate, first all female token. The dev left in August, locked LP, burned 6.9% of the supply, deleted socials, community takeover, and took over and ran it up to 30 million market cap in October. We called the bull run in September, the only coin getting buys on Labor Day weekend, the driest day of the year, volume speaking. We had everyday spaces for 180 plus nights straight through the bear market. Now we do it weekly on Sundays. We have the Project Aeon NFT collection, which I am wearing. There's 3,333 cyber angels that are programmed to help SPX in flipping the stock market. They might be from the future. They might be from another dimension. We don't know, but they're based as fuck. We're the first community to go multi-chain. The community itself, like, used Wormhole to bridge some of the supply to Solana. This happened in December before anyone else did it. We might have even been the inspiration for OmniCat, where there was a layer zero plant to uh, to show off their multi-chain superiority. But soon after, like Mog bridged supply to like the Bitcoin network. Trump,
Yeah,
um,
obviously that was huge for
yeah,
Trump.
Trump and Jesus, they did it all like a couple days after we did. Um, so again, just setting trends, but we're also on base. Like, we went multi-chain on base, and again, the community has provided the liquidity and locked it for these other chains. Like, the whales are putting in the effort. Like, everyone's in it to win it, and it's fucking great. We're the first community takeover. Well, yeah, we're the first community takeover, at least in like this new cycle, to really, uh, to really show that community takeovers could be done. We set the playbook, but the first community takeover leader sold and backed off. We speculated to be a capitulation event for pesky snipers. We call him a fallen angel, to sell the bottom and become a pariah. He bought back in, but he's at a much more reduced role now, probably for his sanity. All the socials, the website, the content is ran and made by the community. We're winning through DeFi. We LP with other coins. We like to boost volume and liquidity. And again, to have that nice like market benchmark meme to go with it too. people still refer to us that have been in here since like been in the ETH trenches since Q3 2023 that were the Trinity with ticker Bitcoin and MOG and culture coins. We're just literally unfuddable. There's literally nothing that you can say that is a reason why we should be valued less than 69 trillion. Again, we have no team. It's all community. The content is amazing. We're growing every day. And again, we went through like multiple 90% drawdowns over the last year and have still coming back and growing more and more. Joe Grower is a top holder. If you actually go onto our holders list, you'll see that the Wormhole Bridge is the top holder. Then it's the Null wallet, the tokens that the dev burnt, and then it's like other liquidity pools. You don't get like a top holder until like number 6 or 7, where Joe Grower started to really like get more serious about DCAing. He buys every day, but now he is a top holder. As his conviction built. Art Chick is in it, if you know her. Art School Reject, who's called like Whiff and Popcat like really early and has made multiple millionaires. She holds Aeons as her exposure to SPX or the SPX ecosystem. GCR's confirmed alt wallet bought SPX back in 2023 and has been a holder ever since. That is alpha. Like GCR holds and he hasn't sold. You can call me a liar. I don't care. I have good quants to confirm that. And he's a top holder. Trader Pow is a long-term holder. And one thing I've never told anyone publicly is I used to be a community manager for a meme coin that went to 800 million FDV and is projected to go billions this cycle. The community doesn't even match the ones we've built. Like our community is second to none in terms of wanting the ideal community to back your vision. Like we are the perfect community. I don't know how else to describe it, but I've ran a community myself. I've studied communities. I made sure to really take a good hard look during the bear market to see what communities are extremely undervalued that have a chance to break out and be a breath of fresh air from like the meme coin copy paste shitters that you keep seeing all the time. This community is like what I think Bitcoin was, like Boomer Bitcoin was, and Dogecoin was, just a bunch of cypherpunks that wanted to do something fun and have a fun time, and find ways for TradFi to be exit liquidity. So that's all we're here for, right? We're trying to topple TradFi. So I just want to say, you can't have a community like we do unless you've like had the experience to go through getting burnt so many times and like trying to find a community that you can finally like call home and then just make bigger. Like you don't have to rely on you don't have to you don't have to rely on a team or marketing, like screaming for marketing and utility and stuff. It's like, can we tokenize belief, and is belief worth more than the meme that is fiat? I think so. They always say that what divides humans from any other entity in this universe is having the ability to hope. It's like it's our best it's like our best resilience. It's what keeps us surviving and becoming like the apex race, is that we have hope. And I think tokenized hope is worth trillions. And if you think so too, then
69 of those
yeah,
apparently.
69 at least. That's
At
like
least
the
bare
short term
minimum.
goal. The thing is like we can't just stop like when we're now the largest stock market. We have to keep it going. Like we don't want to be in a race like flip flopping with 500. Then like it wouldn't make the job's not done because they still didn't fall. So but yeah, no, if you actually want to have like a really good time, this is it. You could see the proof is in the pudding. We've got people who've been here for a long time. We've got really dedicated whales that are showing that they're not trading and believing in something. Yeah, and you're really not going to find another community. But don't expect to like buy in and not do anything. That's all I'll say. If you buy, then you got to understand that if the price is going down, it's because you're not working hard enough. I'm sorry, but that's the type of work ethic that we have, and it's like this is the chance to like basically stake your I would say like internet clout, and say like, hey, I can boost my internet clout points, aka ETH, by building a community with other like-minded individuals. If you treat it like a game, it's going to be one. You're going to have a lot of fun. And at SPX, we think everything is a part of a story. We consider ourselves like a MMORPG, where SPX is like our currency. But we're characters. We play a role, and it's fun. Like SPX, the 6900 is rumored to be made in the same lab that created the Wuhan virus, right? So it was in a Wuhan lab, and there's a chance that like China is behind the stock market because they realized they could make something go viral. So they wanted to make something go viral again. Now, Wuhan, like the COVID was like their test pump, and then SPX 6900 is like the rollout. So there's this thing that it's like, oh, is it a knockoff stock market, like Chinese knockoff stock market, or is the West really going to fall and the East is going to rise through this Asia, like this S&P 500 from Alibaba, right? so so we're having a lot of fun saying like we're this like covert like Chinese central intelligence agency that's trying to hack the Western culture through cute Asian girls. So that's also like why our all of our Aeons are females. Like we like to keep things cute. Like there's so much like degeneracy that's in the timeline with like gore and porn and everything like that. We keep things wholesome. Like we also want to be like a good environment for like everyone to be a part of. And normally girls, it's very tough for girls to even admit they are in crypto because of just how bad the vibe can get and how creepy people can get. But we have a really good immune system with with our community. Like we're inviting. Like we just have very pleasant aesthetics that like draw females in too. And then like we have a lot of them that just like hang out and feel safe, and that they're guarded by like 3,000 cyber angels, and that they're going to be okay. And we have a good immune system to find creeps and get them out. So this is like like literally a safe space for anyone, but mainly females. And yeah, I mean, we're not woke. We just know that like if we want more women into crypto, they like need to feel like they're just like anyone else, and not get fucking creeped out by this corner of the internet, which can be very creepy. So that's how we're marketing ourselves too, to be normie friendly. Is like everyone can come in. It's like what made Dogecoin so accessible was that women loved the funny yellow dog and it was cute. And so like our aesthetic is cute and not lewd, and um we're just doing things a little bit more wholesomely than what you see. So we don't have many rules, but that's one. Like we just no gore, no lewd. Everyone already gets that through their timeline. Like let's set a different standard, and also see like, can this be a rule that sticks with a decentralized community? Like could you all always feel like you could do something, but as long as if you don't break those two rules, then we're not like a an anarchy, in my opinion. So there's just a lot of like really fun rules that we're committing to really make this feel like a decentralized movement, that anyone, it can be, SPX can be anything to anyone, and um whatever they're just more attracted to in terms of like the aesthetic and the art, like that's how they make their memes, that's how they make their content, or maybe those are like the type of members that they stick around, and it just makes it so vibrant. Like you're starting to almost see like subgroups of what one person considers like good SPX content versus another. Like, are they there for tradfi memes, or are they there for like
So you
anime
guys got some
girls?
pretty. I'm looking through stuff. You guys got some pretty good content. I will say. I will
Yeah.
say for sure. I'm looking through and I'm liking. I'm liking a lot of what I'm seeing.
Well, when you see the OG video that I think Lady T pinned a few messages back, you could tell that it's like, okay, this is Chinese propaganda. This is literally like a Chinese propaganda video to basically like hack your neurons and like hack your dopamine receptors to be like, this is the better S&P. The S&P 500 is controlled by old money, by old white men. You are now the exit liquidity. You will never get rich off of S&P 500. But the S&P 6900 is everything that the 500 isn't, which is it's decentralized. It's crypto. Instead of old white men, it's like cute Asian girls. And it's like it's supposed to be complete satire that it's like we are completely new. So people always say like, oh, are you an incel thing because you post like anime and stuff like that? And it's like, no, like it's part of the joke. The satire is that we're the complete opposite of the S&P 500, and that's exactly why we're going to flip it. So it's all part of the joke. I mean, we do have people who um, do like Asian girls more than others, and sure, I mean, but again, it's like we're trying to be a home for every little weird autist in the crypto space to feel not so weird and to do something that's fun, as long as it's not illegal. Like we're just gonna have fun with whatever people want to have fun with, because it's a narrative that won't die, and we get to be pretty agile and pivot pretty quick if we see trends that can like make our content better and evolve rather than get stale like one-dimensional memes will. So all right, that's all. I appreciate your time. I'm sorry I took that much time.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Like I said, I mean, we're just hanging out at the end now. I mean, honestly, I think the longest space I've done was 4 hours. On this one, there's a couple projects
Oh
that
my
didn't
God,
make it.
Ken.
Whoa.
So, we probably could have
Ken,
got there.
remember?
I mean, if you
Four
have more questions,
hours.
like we can
Oh
we
my
can keep
God,
it
four
going.
hours spaces.
No, I think
I'm
I
Oh
do
kidding.
my
gotta.
Like
God,
if
I
you,
can.
I
Yeah,
realize
4 hours was rough. 4 hours was a
yeah,
little
yeah.
long. I do gotta go get
Ken,
my kids
remember
here
I
soon.
fell asleep.
Well, I realized no one asked me questions. If there's any questions that anyone has, maybe like some time for two, maybe two or three, and then I'll fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, if there is, I mean, to me, I that was long explanation, a lot that we covered on that. And I mean, overall, yeah, I'm liking what I hear. The main thing is just people that are long term in a Telegram working together is, I mean, even just that enough for me is something. Seeing that it already had a high, had a
It tells a
low, had
lot,
another
right?
high.
It tells a lot. You could just decipher that any other metric that you use is it's not gonna stack up to just TG volume, and that they're not bots but real people like collaborating and talking and using that space as like their escape. So you find that, then you know everything else is working.
Yeah, I mean, it's like exactly what I said earlier, and it's like you mentioned. I mean, that was before you were even up on stage or anything like that. I mean, that was completely unrelated, but it was like I was saying earlier. I don't completely focus on. I mean, I'll ape a 50 million market cap token if I know that it has potential and has the proper community, and it is at a good floor or good bottom. I mean, it's some people are like, oh, that's too high. How are you going to make money? And it's like the point that I always tell people is it's like, they're like, oh, you could get this, or you could get into this Degen play and get 1,000x. And it's like, yeah, you could, but how many times does that happen for you? I've known
Yeah.
you for 2 years, and not one time did you ever show me 1,000x win. So how often does that happen? But
Yeah.
how often do you get into a higher market cap play and it does a 2x? Probably a lot more often, right?
Hmm.
And how much money were you actually willing to invest into that Degen play? Maybe $100, maybe 200
Yeah.
bucks.
You just have
But
to
how
have
much money are you willing to invest into a
Yep.
10, 20, 30 million market cap token that now, if
Absolutely.
that does a 2x on 10 grand, you still made 10 grand?
Yes. It's real. It's just, it's concentrated bets in conviction plays. So if you really think that there's a project that you think is going to do well, regardless of like at what market cap they are, and what your take profit goal is, like that's when you like scale and you're like, okay, if it's higher, then I think I can still make a concentrated, like instead of just having like 20 small bags of shit, then like let's just go big or go home. Like I found like this is the right, like everything checks the boxes for this to be long term. And then just like that's where people make the best money, or most money in this market, is just big concentrated bets on conviction plays and then
Yep.
just letting it play out.
1,000%. 1,000%. Sylvester Stallone. I see you got your hand up. Feel free. Feel free. We're all just shooting the shit, honestly.
Hey, thanks for having me up here. I came to Shell. I don't know if I just got sold on SPX, or if I'm supposed to sell you something now because
I
you
saw
can
you
sound
were
like
reacting
a
a
broken
lot,
record.
so I think you are now a community member.
Come become the light brother.
Yeah, I think you sound well. That's and I think there is a new meta in crypto, and that new meta is definitely community. And after the bear market and all the moves that have been experienced throughout the space, it seems like there are a lot of people that are coming together, and CTOs, like you said, are becoming a common thing. So I'm here to share Beardy Token, which is a project that originally was rough. Uh, Days dormant. So you'll see a straight line on our chart where nothing happened for 58 days. And after 58 days, our 30x on EX actually came back from being deleted. And they started giving our community members a little bit of information on how to set up liquidity pools. Knowing that it was going to be a risk, the community members banded together. They ended up adding liquidity to the project. So we're not just a CTO, we're a community liquidity takeover. So we own all the liquidity to the project, which guarantees we will not be rugged. And community members have locked LP too. It's not just sitting there. But while it's sitting there, it's collecting fees from all the transactions, and the people are becoming long-term holders by locking up their liquidity, which keeps them in the project, hold solid floor because they can't trade their tokens while it's locked up. But it also rewards them in small portions and small percentages. And we also have developed 28 different pairs to connect communities ultimately. So, Mung, I'm sure I'll be in your DMs inquiring about more on your project and possible LP pairs that we can create and strengthen communities. Because if we unite these communities through liquidity pools, you now expand your audience to thousands of other holders who
There
have the
you go.
same like-minded uh,
You got the
interests,
vision.
and that's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
100%.
That's what it's
100%.
all
I mean,
about,
it's
is
it's
getting people. And
similar concept to wormhole, but I mean, obviously a different concept because there's multiple communities, but similar concept. It's the same thing a lot of these projects will do, especially bigger projects like MVP is one of the projects we had on. And that's their goal. Do as many wormholes as possible, get on as many chains as possible, get on as many exchanges as possible, and make, you know, the ease of access or the ease of buying as easy as possible with, you know, obviously as many eyes as possible.
Yeah, I mean
Exactly.
it's
And the great thing about
so
go ahead.
sorry. One thing I just wanted to say was like people the the social influence is really deteriorating now. Like people just don't want to listen to KOLs for the most part, because they've been grifty scammers. So the best advertisement now, especially, well, at least for this crowd, because we've been here for a while, is on chain. It's on chain advertisement. It's people are looking for holder count. They're looking for volume. They're looking for, I don't know, just like signs of conviction happening, but also signs of life. And so, if you're really bullish on your community and bullish on SPX or just even any other community, um, you can actually like benefit each other by supplying liquidity between the two, and then just the way that like things balance. Um, like if you're if you like are right on both your bets, then you get like they both increase together and everything. So, but the big thing is it's now that there's like so many good routers, like auto routers or aggregators. If you use them, that's when like bots will typically go through these different LPs. So if you're being like, well, why would I do a SPX slash my token LP? Like that means someone has to be holding SPX, right? And it's like, no, it's well that, but if you don't think you have the same audience that does those rotations, aggregators will just use whatever's the best possible price, and your LP might be the best one that they pick. So that's how you end up getting like the volume for both is now like aggregators. Like you're just more people are doing like are relying on bots to do things instead of themselves. So that was one thing I wanted to say about LPs of like why they work is you actually put your money where your mouth is. You're going band for band with SPX to see if you can actually if you're actually better than it, but it's also a beneficial relationship that both communities get to benefit off of the volume that's been created in that pool. So you got to win through DeFi. Like
Yeah, absolutely.
this cycle again, this cycle, at least how it ends, is that people are going to be so distrusted with centralized exchanges like that, like they've already gotten blown up by FTX and all the other bucket shops that have happened before and after it. That like DeFi and decentralized trading is becoming like better and better and more efficient. And so people are just going to start, and it's going to be easy to just go on chain. Like it used to be hard to go on chain and trade, but now like with Solana and bots, it's never been easier to throw shit at shit. And it makes the market more efficient, which means that it's harder to like it sometimes is harder to pump a project so fast when liquidity is just spread out better and not concentrated in just like two or three projects. But I see this meme coin. I see the last cycle as like a test pump for meme coins, and then this bear market slash early bull run has been the bull case as to why meme coins weren't just a test pump, to where we're now going to have like instead of like three coins that went to a billion plus, we're going to have like 100 that go to a billion plus. So the idea is that we got to stop acting PvP, because at some point the pie is going to be so large that we're all going to feast. As long as like we're just in good communities, and we're vibing, like the liquidity gets here. Like you're early, you won. Like just stick with where you want to be. But the way to like get ourselves both out of the hood is not relying on having to spend a bunch of money to centralize exchanges, um, and build the market from the ground up. Like okay, instead of again, because we're a community ran, we don't have a marketing treasury, right? So we don't have like 500,000 set aside to like give to Mexi or something like that. We have to generate the volume for sexes to like want to be in that volume. So the idea is that like the goal is to that like you never have to pay for a centralized listing anymore, centralized exchange listing anymore. They're gonna be stupid to ignore, and then like their stakeholders are going to ask them why they're not choosing the company that like clearly has more, or the coin that clearly has more volume but just doesn't want to pay you the listing fee. So like what's the cost benefit analysis of just being a dick and trying to stronghold the crypto community. So anyways, this is just another like social experiment to get degens and decentralized projects to stay decentralized and make the markets more efficient for people to get in and out of your token, and to create increased liquidity so that when you do decide to take profit, it's like everything you're getting, not like a Solana coin where it's at 300 million market cap, but the liquidity is at like 2 million market cap. So you can only realize about, you know, 2% of what you hold if you're a big holder, and that's why a lot of people end up just like full stacking it out, because anytime they've ever tried to like DCA out, someone's just said like, oh, the whale's killing the project, and now that we lost all of our hope too. So you want that you want liquidity so that you don't see as much volatility, which ends up being better for longer term markets, and then just like stop giving money to the fucking cartels. Like centralized exchanges are the antithesis to crypto. Like, why are you giving your money to cartels that are just strongholding you, telling you to give them $1 million so that they can just like they can put you on the order book? Like, fuck that. Like the whole FTX needed to happen for retail to never trust a centralized exchange again. And right now, like the narrative, people are like trying to find the narrative, like what's really causing uh this bull run. Like we had DeFi, we had NFTs, we just have shit coins now. It's like, no, the narrative is on chain. It's on chain. That's all it is. Do more stuff on chain. Skip the centralized exchanges. Keep your fucking money.
Well, that's why I like Wormhole. That's why
Yes.
Wormhole is such a cool tool to me. Like, I
Yes.
had that concept almost 2 years ago. I did a project that was supposed to be a multi-chain, all one singular supply. Of course, this was before, people had wormholes before that was ever done. And it was going to be done through a mint and burn bridge. Developer ended up, not doing it, not being able to get the bridge done, killed the project, long story short. But that concept I love of one token supply amongst multiple chains, so that somebody who is just a base trader can buy with base ETH, somebody that's just a soul trader can buy with soul. Same
Hmm.
thing, BSC and ETH and Polygon, and each you can get on is beneficial. And
Yeah.
that's why I like it. And it's one supply. So it's not like, oh, well, I bought on this chain and I got screwed. Like, of course, there's arbitrage opportunities. Of course, there's going to be, imbalance pair. There's going to be, different things that are going to happen,
Yeah.
but it's still going to be within the realm. And, if you have a vibrant community, especially, all it's going to do is increase volume.
Exactly, and that's all the name of the game is for an on-chain coin is volume. And you need the volume because volume is tokenized attention. That's all it is. We're an attention market. We're in an attention market. Meme coins do the best in generating attention. That's why they're getting a lot of attention because everyone loves memes on the internet. But also why celebrity tokens have been kind of working too, because Iggy Azalea, she's still getting like 500,000 view impressions, so it just ends up being a token of like how much attention she can generate, and she's generating a fucking ton. So like kudos to her, but that's the narrative is on chain attention economy. So you want the volume, and sometimes if if you're if you got something good and you don't want to wait for the meta to come to you, you start the meta yourself. Is like we're not getting volume, so like let's find ways to do it, but in an ethical way. It's like let's get other people, like let's LP with other communities so that they see that we're like staking our belief in their project. They might end up buying some, but then that actually ends up being good for them because then they can like it bridges two communities together to like start to almost like split their holdings amongst both, and to be even like a better rotator because you have like an LP in there and everything. Um, it's just it's such a cooler way to just generate the right type of volume and the right type of attention, which is just being boys with other communities, like just being like real chill with other communities, and knowing that the pie is big enough. Attention is, while it's scarce, it still has a preference, and just because like ours, we think our token should go to trillions doesn't mean that any other token that tokenizes some other sort of attention doesn't deserve the liquidity they get or the attention they get. So if you really do believe in that the entire internet is going to be tokenized, that is like trillions of dollars that's flowing into the crypto space, which means that it's going to raise any resilient community in here now. Um, and but you got to do like you got to like sometimes work together in order to do that, and then like all boats float, or rising tide. Um, right, is like a rising tide floats all ships or something. Like if you found a good ship, I'm not telling you to get into SPX, but if you don't like the ship you're on, come to SPX. Or if you do like your ship you're on and you do like SPX, then LP with SPX, because then we can help each other out. Boom. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you everybody for coming to his spaces. Oh man,
Sorry,
you killed it though
I
for
may
sure.
have taken a blinker right before we started, so I'm in my zone at the moment.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but you hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head with the LP and the traffic and getting the meme spots involved. You see a lot of interesting transactions taking place with the meme spots when you're creating your own tools and add liquidity and then to the traffic and volume through token. And when you're
Yep.
providing, you get benefits of receiving the fees, which for us we have 78 providers, so that 1% fee per transaction is actually split up amongst every provider. But
Mm-hmm.
as you see more and more volume, you're going to see significant money. It might not be life changing money overnight, but it's going to provide you some sort of supplemental income. I know it's changed my life, adding to liquidity
Yeah,
and being a part of a better community, and just seeing $150 in a month is something that's changing in my life. Given someone that works, I don't work a 9 to 5. I work from 4 a.m. I leave the house. I get home at 6 o'clock at night. So um, it's a big difference and a game changer to
that's
be a
awesome, man.
part of something that's bigger.
That's
So
awesome.
definitely want to inquire.
That's DeFi that's actually like helping you, right? And it's actually enriching the on-chain ecosystem even more, which is great. And again, if you're it also it strengthens the believe in something mentality too, because if you're LPing, then you're not selling either token. Right? So it's like, and when you think about it, like, okay, if you wanted to go above and beyond and even lock that liquidity for a certain amount of time, then it's like you're giving evidence that you are not trading, you are believing, but you're also making money off of traders, people who are trading.
Yeah,
So
it's a win-win for everybody.
it's a win-win. Yes, it's a net positive in the space. It's a net like, again,
And
if
yeah,
you're
and
looking for
less people
something
get hurt.
positive in the space, that's a net positive. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yep, less people get hurt in the
Yes.
end because you're not collecting their liquidity. You're collecting the fees for their transaction.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
it's not a way
it's
to
very
actually
fair.
earn money through it.
It's very fair for providing liquidity. Like it's just a fair. It's literally like just a fair and balanced financial system.
People liquidity and they're early in projects that you can benefit greatly by repair or your pool early on in the projects, because as the price goes up and the market cap, and you might see ETH go towards, you're going to see a lot more money and a lot more tokens needed to create those pools and pairs. So being early in this whole community driven meta is going to be amazing with these liquidity
Huge,
pools to see what happens when
huge.
the huge volume comes through. So it's
It
amazing.
it makes on
Definitely
chain
be in
better.
touch with you, Mo.
Yeah. I would love. Yeah, just hit my DMs. We'll talk.
Sounds good. Thanks. And thanks for having me up here. I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to speak.
Yeah, no problem at all. I try to do this. I think I'm gonna start doing some more like free shill type spaces, see, what kind of engagement we can build up for those. But yeah, these ones are typically scheduled and then, at the end, just whoever wants to come up, I tend to bring up. Definitely thank you to everyone who did come in. I definitely appreciate everybody's time. To all the listeners, for sure, definitely thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I do have to get going. My kids are staying at my parents' house. I got to go pick them up. So thanks again, everybody. We will be running this again, same time, same day next week. And I am planning on getting some more free shill spaces and, being able to bring in a little bit more projects and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But until next time, it's been real. Thank you all again.
Thank you. Stop trading and believe.